Jeffrey Dahmer soaked in blood. The Unabomber blowing up. Waco, Texas, and Heaven's Gates. Aliens modified, meant for mapes. Hitler faked his death and then escaped. Bigfoot and the Mothman. Son of Sam talking to dogs again. Witches, ghosts, and goblins. Mysterious noise and hauntings. Dark arts in the skull and bones. Most celebrities are probably cloned. So if you're feeling all alone, crack a beer and get stoned. I welcome you to the podcast Strange Brew. We're here to entertain you. We're here to entertain you.
It's about to get strange.
Okay, you're already laughing.
What do you
Did you even say it?
what do you call a fake?
Wait, don't say it. I gotta plug in the live sign. Studio recording. All right. Go again.
What do you call a fake noodle?
What?
An impasta. Stupid.
Not a
Hey, that's what it. That's
I
my whole
thought
thing's supposed to get dumber and dumber. That's the whole point.
What I thought before we recorded, he's like, I'm gonna make them like I feel like you said worse and worse.
Exactly.
I thought you meant like tonally worse.
No, like they're gonna get to the point where they're so fucking bad. Everyone's like, ew.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Strange Brew Podcast. I'm pretty stoked for this episode. It's gonna be a fun time for all the fans out there. Welcome to the show. I am Tomcat, aka Tom Thompson. We'll eventually have to get a sound button for me. And
Eventually, you should just pick a name.
Yeah, no. Tomcat, aka Tom Thompson, the reptilian,
AKA.
All right, okay. This is
Oh, you don't got new ones?
I can't find out.
Yeah.
That's Billy. I heard it's retarded or something.
That's Billy.
That's still probably my favorite.
My Billy, sweet Billy boy.
Like
That's
that
a good one, too.
Fuck you, Billy.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the show. This is exciting. We're talking about mermaids. And for the long-time listeners, you will remember I had some weirdo friend that I don't see or hang out with anymore come on to do the mermaid episode like a couple years ago.
Oh, you did that with him?
Not him. There's a Spencer.
Why are we not saying names? Oh, okay.
You didn't know him. He was just a guy I worked with,
Oh,
and he was an
okay.
interesting dude that got me like kind of more back into records and record collecting.
Mm.
He isn't a bad dude. He's just kind of bizarre.
Okay.
Like kind of we are, I guess, in a way. And like
Everyone's weird.
You know, I've taken a lot of episodes off. A lot of the earlier show stuff. Obviously, we're getting completely hammered, and that some of that will still be going on Patreon. So I'm always like, how you support us is $3 a month, and you get like video content, lost tapes episodes, strange ones episodes that are now gone, strange streams where you see me playing video games. Right now, I'm playing this game. It's sick. It's called.
Can we do that with me in Rocket League?
Yeah. Oh no, it's fun.
I just want to play Rocket League.
Good old Reverend Kaiju Diggit. He's been playing it, and
Rocket League?
yeah, and he's like addicted to it.
Dude, it's so addictive.
And I was like, Billy's been playing this for like ever.
3 years probably now. Pushing.
And he's like, he should add me, and then we should play it. I'm like, I'll get on if all three of us are going. That'd be
Oh my
fun.
fucking god, I'm not playing with you guys. You guys are gonna suck.
Yeah, we will.
I'm gonna fucking be so
It will be-
frustrated.
It sounds fun. But you know, so I've been playing this game called the Gray Hill Incident. It'll be on Patreon. Everyone can watch me play along with it. The first time I was trying to wear my gray alien mask, but I couldn't really breathe. And it's a game like one of the best alien abduction games I've ever like played. And it's or
Hey,
alien
South Park
game.
did okay.
That was kind of fun.
I like that one. That was a good
That
game.
was fun. That was kind of actually, I had that one too. But like at the beginning, like this weird stuff is happening. People are like seeing UFOs, and then you're like, weirdo son is like sitting there. I was making fun of him. He looks like a turd. And then he's like, you know, what's going on? And then it sounds like somebody's in his room, and you go check his room, and there's nobody there. And the dog's barking outside. You go outside, and there's someone's ruffling around a shed. It's like a basic like signs. It's almost like a game that's kind of like that movie.
Oh, okay.
Where you're like, oh, there's weird stuff, and then you see a light above your head, and then the dog runs off. You gotta go find the dog, and then and then you go and walk into this cow pasture, and there's all these mutilated cows. And it's all in first person.
The
so
dog
it's pretty
mutilate the cows?
cool. No, the dog just ran off. He got abducted by the aliens. And then I'm not gonna spoil it for everyone because it's the
Not the
very
dog.
beginning. But then you like go around and you see all the cows and you're looking for this farmer because everyone starts talking on walkie-talkies.
Okay.
To kind of, because everything's down, and then you're like in the cornfield, like searching for the farm or whatever, and then you run back to your house and you see this UFO, like this big disc UFO, go over your head,
Okay.
and then you're running through the cornfield and you see your son get abducted through the house. I was like, whoa, this is like exactly.
I
what
don't really
like.
fucking like him anyway.
And there's
actually.
like the cover's like a gray alien. I said to people when they're watching the stream, is like Gray Hill incident. Remember Betty and Barney Hill?
Yeah.
It's like that plus Gray Aliens, Gray Hill. See,
Okay.
in the incident. So it's fun, dude. Like I think you would even like enjoy it because you're like more like fast paced, but I think you would enjoy it. It's kind of freaky and cool.
Cool.
And you meet up with this
Down to check
dude
it out.
in his RV. It was cheap, like it was like $40, something like that. You meet this guy in his RV and he's got a tinfoil hat on. Everything's like set up. He's like the conspiracy theory nut, and it's fun. It's really cool. But
That's neat.
we are talking about mermaids, everybody. Good old mermaids.
Go back to that first one.
That's supposed to be a real mermaid. That's supposed to be a real mermaid caught on tape.
It looks like an eel. It just looks like a fish.
We're gonna play some videos and we'll let Billy decide. But
Although he's already like the approval, the disapproval noises you make.
yes,
It's like, "Ugh, it doesn't believe in these either.
So we're getting into mermaids. In the evening light, you look across the channel and see a woman who appears to be drowning in the middle of the strait. Quickly, you rush towards the water. Start to take off your shoes. Slowly pull down your pants.
She's drowning.
Take off your socks slowly. You shout! You'll be out to help her as fast as you can. But she seems to just wave at you, and she waves away. He's confused. You don't know where she's going.
Why did he take his pants off?
I added that. You take a few more steps towards the water before she slips into the depths of the waters, flips her tail above the surface, and you stand there in shock, still trying to process what just happened. You just witnessed a mermaid.
Or you took one too many oxy pills.
You're more dead to me
Then
than your dead mother.
Ouch.
I just thank the Lord she didn't live to see her son as a mermaid.
Merman. No.
Merman.
Ah! It's funny.
Merman! It is so fucking funny still to this day. He's like, Derek, you've been down. I've said this numerous times. He's like, Derek, you've been down there for fucking 1 day. And he's like, I got the black lung pop. And he's man. I just thought it was appropriate to play in this episode. I forgot I didn't cut it because you showed up when I was trying to get all this shit ready. So let's get into it. Let's talk about mermaids. Let's show some videos. Awesome. We have some people in the chat. Yeah, too many mushrooms might make you feel like a mermaid. I've done mushrooms in the water.
I thought you were just gonna leave it at that. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I
Is
have.
that the case?
And I felt like a mermaid.
Did you?
Yeah, I almost drowned though. Chelsea had to take me out of the pool because I was down there too long. I didn't know how to breathe.
So mermaids, I'm pretty sure, can breathe underwater, can't
Yeah,
they?
I tried to like.
The moral of the story was you weren't a mermaid.
No,
Okay.
but I did try to cut some gills in my throat, but that didn't work out either. I had to go to the hospital.
Look, you should have. You didn't cut them deep enough, buddy.
So let's get to the first. So these are supposedly real footage of mermaids. Let's just get to this first one, and then I'll tell you the true story behind it.
What the fuck's going on?
You're better than a gangbanger on a boat. But you're at least muddling.
On each side of the boat? What are those trails called? What's something swimming fast underneath that water? Something swimming real
shit,
fast
eh?
underneath that water. I hear him. Where's he at? What the fuck is that noise, bro? What is that noise?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Where are you? This is crazy. I heard it. I heard it. I hear it.
I definitely heard it.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
Jump for me. I heard it that when I actually listened to it, if you listen carefully, you can hear it. So I don't necessarily know if that's real. I've seen his videos. He does do that for a job. And people think that it's dolphins singing. But the jump for me thing is weird. Unless somebody did it on the boat, but you see him running around.
Or if like for sound effects, you can transfer anything. Videos are never real anymore, right?
No,
But
well, nothing's real. Even the news and stuff like
don't start.
the deep fake technology. There's people
Yeah.
that have tech now that can decipher deep fake technology, and it'll give you like an 80% if it's deep fake, or like it will give you the variables of how credible it is, if it is a deep fake or not. And someone that follows the podcast Instagram, I follow them back, and they post stuff like this. And it's like on a lot of news channels, like just news you see all the time, it's like 90%. If they'll do like somebody's face, and it'll be like 90% deep fake, but some of the other people in the scene, which is weird, will be real, but there'll be someone added with like, or their face is not their actual face.
Well, maybe they were ugly that day.
Yeah.
They wanted to make sure they were pretty
Yeah, that's
for
true.
the camera.
Just like some of these mermaids, right, Billy?
Mermaids are supposed to be good looking, right? Like they got like good teeth.
There you go.
That's what a mermaid looks like, you think?
Yeah.
You think that's
We'll get into
I feel like this is some really weird dude
Or is
sitting in
it
the
this?
basement drawing these. That's what I'd assume.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
Scary.
I was thinking that's
It's a very
probably
frightening
closer.
image of a mermaid.
Well, it's a fish.
Yeah.
Right? He's a fish.
So
Fish
the
merman.
debate, that we'll have until the day is old. Okay.
What's that?
Well-
Are mermaids real?
No. What would you rather fuck? A mermaid, like what we know them as, like a good-looking woman up top.
Is
nice
that what we
titties.
know them as?
Well, the typical image of what Disney and shit has made mermaids to be.
I guess,
beautiful.
yeah, they fucking have it.
Right, beautiful, and then they lure men in, pirates and stuff like that. It's off of, if you watch which is nice in the Pirates of the Caribbean, they look beautiful, but
The
then
other
they have,
half
like,
to your
the teeth.
question is with a fish body.
Yes. So it's very very nice legs, a beautiful pussy, but like up top is like this fucking fish thing.
Mm.
Which one would you rather? Come on, what would you rather?
I have to answer whether I'd want to fuck a fish.
A fish top.
What kind of fish I'd like to fuck? Is that what you're
Yeah.
asking me to
No,
answer
no.
right
Listen to me. A mermaid, either she has
I
fish
understand.
legs or fish
now?
body,
It sounds like it's a fish.
but she still has legs. You have to pick one. Would you rather?
How about
nice-
a person?
No.
I don't get
No,
a
it's a
non-fish.
fucking would you
I don't get a
rather.
non-fish option.
It was, would you rather? Which one would you rather have? A nice pussy and some nice legs, feet if you're into that. But it's a fish thing up top. I think it can be kind of like a fit, like
What kind of
almost like.
fucking question is
Think about
this?
this. How about like it looks like the creature from the Black Lagoon up, but then beautiful legs. and
Oh,
pussy.
wonderful. That's
Okay,
really.
pick one.
Why? Like how?
I already picked one. If I were to choose, if I had to choose in the situation,
You'd pick one
I
with a
would've gone-
decent face.
Yes, I would have the face.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
You'd
Face,
have
tits, because then you at least have two. You can grab on the boobies. You have the mouth option. Like, you know what I mean? You could titty fuck her. With the vagina, you really have one option. Well,
I
actually, you
don't-
have two.
I don't want to
With
fuck a
two.
fish.
You have two options: butthole, vagina. But if it's like the most beautiful vagina you ever seen,
The
she's
one.
just laying there in
It
a
is
rock
the
with her-
vagina.
with her legs wide open. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, just was a curious question. I really wanted to know. All right, let's get to the next video. All right, let's see this one. This one is quite compelling.
Yeah, man, this is cool. Got a seal on the rock down there? Nothing. Yeah. That's a weird
seal?
looking seal, man. Are you filming this? Yeah.
Weird.
How do you,
Poker
where's the
show.
zoom on this? Yeah, it's that button. Oh, there, I got it.
Seems almost kind of staged. I got it. I got the zoom. I've seen this one years ago, and it did. I remember watching like late night videos or whatever, and it's like it is kind of creepy. It looks back, watch, and then it scurries away. Isn't that weird? It like looks back at them. I remember seeing that as like a kid or whatever. Let's see if we can play that one more time, and I'll go.
Yeah, it's clearly very old because
Can't. I thought
he's got poker shells.
Yeah, man, this
Yeah, I
is
know.
cool. Got
But if you're watching, everybody watch when
Nothing. Yeah.
Watch when it turns back. It's weird. Like, and people have zoomed in on it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. How do you
How do you zoom in with this thing?
Oh,
Ever used a pocket video camera before?
Oh, this is probably the early 90s.
Look at it. It looks. Seal, man. Looks back. The weirdest thing is when it looks back, because that thing does not look like a fucking fish.
That's a weird fish.
Yeah, if that's a fish and it looked at them and was aware that they were there, that is quite strange.
Maybe it was an alien.
You know? Quite strange. There, I also wonder why I do that. Okay. Let's go to this one. Oh, people they supposed to be attached. They had like a GoPro on a fucking shark or something like that, or it was a diver.
Is this diver or is this a fish?
I think it's a diver with this guy. I saw one that was a shark. Yeah, it looked like the same footage. Everyone on the audio likes this kind of thing. You can't see. Spying for people there. What the fuck is that, bro? What is that, huh? Fucking mermaid. Weird, eh?
It's a media production site.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know that. Could
It
be
just said that.
the people that own the video, that got the video, could have said that they film underwater shit. So you like film underwater stuff and you catch something weird like that.
The guy that's got the film is also a production site.
Who knows?
True.
But let's see the next one. Everyone,
Little skeptical.
the next one. Let's see. This one is the last one we have before we can
What we
start
got?
diving in. For all the listeners that are missing these videos, go check out the video, fuckers. All right, this one is weird. People think this one's real. That's making a big sound.
The fuck is that?
I don't know. It looks like a robot. It looks fake though, because she's like, looks like a little mermaid though, but she's black.
Well, that's the new Little
I
Mermaid.
know. It's really weird. If everyone that's listening on the audio, like if you just look, just YouTube real life mermaid, and you'll see the video we're talking about. It's like it zooms in from like the fishtail. It's weird. They could have put someone in a costume or like I don't know. It's strange looking to say the least. So, what is a mermaid? What is it?
It's a half fish, half person.
Jesus. A mermaid is a mythological creature that is half maiden and half fish or sea serpent. Women are often known to be both mysterious. These women are often known to be both mysterious and enchanting. These creatures of the sea are known to spend the majority of their lives in this environment, though there's some tales claim that there were mermaids who had the ability to live on both land and sea. This is often done by shedding their fishtail or skin hide.
You were a mermaid last week, and now you have legs.
Well,
Where's your tail?
the curse. She got cursed, right? You know? And then yeah, they shed their tail, when
Okay.
they're on land. Some of these tails supposedly stolen by humans who wish to marry these maidens. Don't know how that works. There are many legends of humans who force mermaids into marriage in this manner by stealing their tails, I guess, only for the mermaid to find her tails many years later and escape back to the sea.
They find their tail.
Yeah, he's got it up on his like mantle.
It's all like I killed a mermaid.
Yeah, and
I-
then
I
it's like,
didn't
your
do-
wife kind of looks like a fish. And it's like,
Shut up! Shut up! Don't bring it up.
Mermaids are known to be creatures who embody the duality of the sea. As the waters of the ocean can be both gentle and destructive, so can the nature of mermaids.
Do you think sharks eat them?
I'm sure they get into tussles, or do they control them with their minds?
Oh,
There's like a very look at that weird looking mermaid. There's very ancient depictions of mermaids.
Merman and Barnacle Boy.
Yes, that's funny. You watch too much SpongeBob. That's why I put the globe here. I don't think we have sea creatures on the globe, but we don't know if the Earth is a globe.
We do got sea creatures on that. I didn't notice that.
We don't know if the Earth is a globe.
Those look like fucking. Is that the Loch Ness? Is that what that's supposed to be?
I don't know.
All these they look like dragons.
So, do you know when they made maps and they put sea creatures on the maps, like way back in the day before we had television and movies and all that crap? When they were just like,
They're like, don't go in this one. There's a giant motherfucker there.
Supposedly, that's why. That is supposed to be a real story that back in the day when men were we were sailing the
Yeah,
seas.
don't go be going over on that way
because
because
they
fucking
saw
big motherfuckers.
But who knows if they've never been out there. Well, I think we might get to the story of Columbus thinking he saw mermaids, and I'll explain if I don't get to it. I'll remember later. But they could have been seeing something else, and then thinking it was a sea creature, right? So yes, these maidens are known to have caused much mischief and destruction at the expense of humans. However, there's also times that mermaids have been very helpful towards humans. Some legends speak of mermaids who saved sailors and their ships during storms and helped humans cure illnesses that earlier civilizations had no knowledge of.
They gave him penicillin. Is that what happened?
No. They gave him natural remedies that already existed within nature.
Sunflowers.
Look at that. That's a mermaid dog thing.
Merman dog boy.
Is that weird? This is what I picture them looking like.
Yeah, that seems. If they're real, that's probably more accurate.
Yeah, I agree.
You're underwater the whole time. Your skin's probably not holding up too well.
No. Or are you super smooth like a fish or like a snaky? A snag. So I'll slap it. A snag. There are hundreds of stories about mermaids that have been passed down over the years. But according to historians, the first mermaid likely came on ancient Eurasia. Assyrian. Sorry. I pronounced this before we started, and then I fucking...
You practiced and everything. Good for you. You tried.
Assyrian mythology. This model for its story was adopted by many cultures who wish to merge the goddess figures with the power of beauty and the power and beauty of a mermaid. Although it is undisputed that mermaids are some of the most fascinating creatures when it comes to mythology, the question of the intentions of the creatures still remains. There are many reports of cultures that have had some sort of positive interaction with these beings, but there are many more that tell of frightening, terrifying, and destructive nature of these creatures.
What's a positive interaction?
Like she gives you listen,
but you never hear that shit.
You're peeing on the end of the boat, and you're like just in a daze, you're kind of drunk on the boat, and then you just like feel a little, and then it's like just the best blowjob in 5 seconds. And she takes your
that's
cum,
what mermaids are doing.
and then they spit it into eggs, and then they birth a merpeople.
You are fucking your mind, dude.
Mushrooms have made my mind fucked, but I don't think it was always that way. Look at real mermaid, man. Somebody found this. This is what I think they would probably look like if they were real and there was intelligent, like alien kind of style.
Why does that look like? Is she wearing a dress?
Is the way it forms over their skin.
Oh, so it's like pretty much all fish except for the head.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Okay, it's probably not real.
And
but
then like the
fins
look like very skinny arms.
Yeah, but look at it's their arms, so it would be like a human to be able to swim under the water.
You know what? Like, and there's a very real chance you're gonna find because there's so many creatures in the underwater we don't even know. There is a very real chance that there is just a fucking fish that kind of looks like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have not even reached the depths of the ocean.
That's what I mean. That seems like a very plausible thing. It's like, oh my god, that kind of looks like us.
Look at
We've never seen it.
Those millionaires that wanted to disappear, and then they went on a boat and never were heard from again.
Yeah, they probably disappeared.
Mermaids are often known to drag humans into the depth of the ocean, killing them in the process. Although there are some cases where this act is without a doubt intentional. But there's others that make humans question if they actually mean to kill the mortals they drag underwater. They're not like, it's a new, like she or he, but like, let's say she, because most mermaids are female, according to folklore, that they're new to the world. They pop their head out. They're living in the darkest depths of the ocean. And then they come up and they're like, oh, what is this place? And, they can kind of breathe. And then they see like a bunch of men.
kind of breathe.
And they see a bunch of men on a boat. And then they're like, oh, I think he's handsome.
I don't think that's what they're thinking.
Smelly barnacle ass. And then they pull him on and they're like, oh, come with me. I'll love you. And then they fucking drag you down, not knowing that you can't breathe. And then you're dead. It's like if you bring them out of the water.
You think fish are looking at men and going, you're handsome? I think that's their first.
Well, if they look like they're human to begin with, maybe.
But they'd be like, where's your fin?
Yeah, I guess so.
Where's your tail?
What's that little ding dong you got there, bud?
I don't understand.
Is that your tail?
None of this makes sense.
So these are likely the tales of seemingly friendly mermaids that kill humans by dragging them under. And there's a lot of like, look at this. This is like an ancient Japanese fucking
Snake face.
Yeah, creepy. And this is like real. Well, I think
You know that's not real. Somebody drew that about their ex-wife. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It has been speculated that mermaids may not understand that humans can't breathe underwater, or simply forget in their excitement to take them to their realm. The theory is supported by the fact that mermaids have been known to allow men into their underwater kingdoms and shower them with lavish gifts while they remain in their realms. Wouldn't you like that, Billy?
I'd like to be showered with
Shower
lavish
gifts?
gifts.
Lavish.
That was a tongue twister. Why was that? Why was that hard to say?
Lavish gifts. So, a targetus.
A guitargatus. Oh, you fucking get the targetus there, boy. Fucking bring me the taters and
This
the
is the
targetus.
first mermaid. So
Oh, is her name?
So
Or his name?
through stories of
Or
mermen.
they name?
Merman. I didn't edit it, so it's like too long. Merman. So those stories of mermen are perhaps more ancient than those of mermaids. It is thought that the first mermaid was recorded in 1000 BC by the ancient Assyrians. Her name was Atargatas. That's a. Do you want that's literally how I'm pronouncing
I
it.
believe you. I'm good.
Atargatas.
I'm good. I can't see it because the fucking giant ass globes in the way.
Atargatas. Come on.
Nailed it. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
What would you say?
I don't fucking know.
Billy gives up. Atargatas. And she was known to be like a fertility god. So you know what that means.
Your sex jokes are out of control this episode, Tom.
And chief goddess of the northern Assyria. So Atargatas, I'm probably butchering that, was known to be closely connected to the sky and the sea, the duality. You know, I didn't mean to rhyme there. That was nice. Her sacred animals were doves and fish. So maybe she was a mix of both. She is also known to have deeply connected to the people of Assyria. As chief goddess, she was responsible for the well-being and was often consulted for her help. After many years of service, Atargatas fell in love with a mortal shepherd boy. He's a boy.
Oh, you gotta fall in love with them mortals.
Yeah, and desire to make him a union with him, and he's a boy. So he's like.
Oh, when you say boy,
14.
you mean like he might be 18.
Yeah, I guess.
Still a boy.
He's still a boy.
He's a boy. I'm just a big boy.
Unfortunately, she did not realize that as a mortal, he wouldn't be able to survive the divine love making. So her pussy is so powerful that mortal men cannot survive the love making.
Seems like that's what Dahmer was probably fishing for, eh?
What? Get fishing for? Stupid.
You got it.
She actually killed him and fell into a deep state of grief. In bittersweet turns of events, she also became pregnant with his daughter. So they did fuck. She fucked him to death.
That's scary.
Literally, like if she had his kid in this ancient folklore, then she fucked him to death because she did not know.
Or she just like Black Widowed after, and then just like, okay, thank you, and then slit his throat.
How about that thing? That's a real mermaid there,
The
bud.
fuck is that?
It's a mermaid.
That looks like E.T.
That's
went in the
what people
water.
think. This is a real fish, I think, and people thought it was a mermaid back in the day. It's the B.T. Barnum thing where they like make you think that's a real mermaid. It's like at a circus, you know?
What's the B.T. Barnum thing?
Man, fuck Coors Light for making such a delicious seltzer.
What's wrong with Coors Light?
It's full of fucking GMOs like every other fucking thing.
So is everything. You're
not
drinking it anyway.
craft beer. Not craft beer. Not always, at least.
You're fine.
Everything's fine.
You're fine.
Everything's fine.
It is.
Is it?
You're okay.
I don't know. It feels like the world's ending. I think this is a Targatus.
A Targatus. Well, your tail is long. It's like dragon size.
And that's a woman?
My name is a Targatus. I have long curly hair.
And I look like I want to hug you, but can't reach you.
I got them T-Rex arms.
Because of her, so she was like devastated. You know, when Targatus gave birth, she left her daughter on the shore, cast herself deep into the sea. She's like, bye.
She was devastated, so I just left my daughter. Fuck it.
She attempted.
How could this get any worse?
She attempted to transform herself into a fish, because she was so ashamed, devastated that she had killed her lover. Because of her great beauty, however, these powers of the sea refused to take away all of her magnificence, and only to allow her to have legs to transform into a fishtail. Thus, Atargatas became the first mermaid. So she was a beautiful woman that actually had a connection to the sky. She was like a goddess, as it said, right? To the sea, and that's why it was like a dove and whatever, a fish, pelican, whatever the fuck it said. Where is it? She was connected to these doves and fish. So she's a goddess that was connected to those realms of reality, I guess. And that was kind of like a curse where they made her the sea and the powers of the universe, some sort of comic book, turned her into a mermaid.
I fuck with that. All right.
Weird. That's the first story. It's 1000 BC. So 1,000 years before Christ. If he
that you don't believe in.
I don't know. If Jesus is out there, I'm fucking sorry, Jesus. I think that you're based on ancient other stories like the Dead Sea Scrolls, and they kind of maybe add you in from other stuff like Horus, and I don't know. But if you are out there, I'm sorry that I don't believe in you. It's like Santa Claus, you know. But reptilians, they definitely exist.
Yeah, that makes so much more sense.
It does.
100%.
Just wait till this big episode that I got
100p.
going, man. Just don't wait. Me and Juan are going fucking balls deep into the reptilians.
You can fucking make anything sound believable if you want to spin it your own way.
Why is there so many cultures that worship snakes there, fucker? Why throughout all of an ancient culture were people fighting dragons?
Damn, why are you attacking? Maybe because there were fucking dragons.
Exactly. So
we killed them all because we got their gold. That's why we have gold. Don't you know that?
I just watched all.
That's
the
why we have gold is because we killed all the dragons.
The Hobbit.
We killed the dragons, so now we have the gold.
Go against Schmog or whatever.
We fucking got them.
You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, I watched all those recently just because I had a kick for it. So I was like, I'm gonna watch all the Lord of the Rings movies all in a row. It took me a while.
I only watched one ever,
and that's sad.
I don't know.
The Nereids were known to be some of the most beautiful creatures to exist in the time of ancient Greece. The Nereids, sometimes called sea nymphs.
A nymph.
A sea nymph, so like a nymphomaniac. Yes. Beautiful creatures, very sexy. This whole episode is very sexy. Who were depicted as either having tails or legs, depending on if they were in the water. They were often thought to found company with Poseidon. They're hanging out with Poseidon and his big stick.
Oh, Poseidon's my boy.
And they're sometimes known to carry his trident, which is like it means his penis.
Yeah, it's like
he carries big, large penis around.
But do you think he had 3?
Yeah. He's a sea creature. Who knows? But yeah, they could I guess hold his trident, which is fucking weird. You know, who knows though? Who really knows? She looks like she's ready to have some fun.
She looks like a home wrecker.
yeah. Real mermaid, bro.
Actually, go back one sec.
Real
go
mermaid.
Back. Hey, I know you said that I wasn't supposed to do all the drugs, but I did all the drugs. And do you have more? What do you mean they're not free? Fuck you.
She does look like one of those kind of I was gonna say like you ever seen the movie Hustle and Flow?
Yeah.
We have that one chick that's like the prostitute.
Yeah,
like her if she did too many drugs.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Look,
she's not a very good looking woman. Sorry, I've seen.
Sorry, anybody with super pointy teeth that look like fish.
Or
not to offend you.
No. So the Nereids were friendly for the most part, and were known to help sailors in times of need. One of the most famous explanations of the Nereids, that's probably how I pronounce it, helping humans, was when they decided to help the Argonauts in search of the Golden Fleece.
Oh, the Toronto Argonauts.
So I can't remember because this is like old. Yes. Greece. It's like this is just ancient Argonauts because this is like ancient folklore or whatever.
What is an Argonaut? I don't know what an Argonaut is.
Argonauts in Greek mythology, the 50 heroes led by Jason who sailed on a ship called the Argo on the quest to bring back the Golden Fleece around 1300 BC, before the Trojan War, before they brought in that horse that had a bunch of soldiers inside, and then they tricked them.
And then they made a condom out of it.
Yeah, for men with extra large penises. I know you don't order that condom. I don't know why I'm ordering condoms, but
I only get mine online.
Amazon just to make sure.
I'm too embarrassed.
Nereids were also to give birth to influential children. So children that I guess were like they were like TikTokers and like Instagram models.
And the Argonauts are doing that. Sorry, you say?
No, the Nereids, the mermaids.
Nereids.
So they were like they
They're
would help
giving-
humans. They would help humans. They helped the Argonauts supposedly when they were sailing to find this golden fleece thing. And then so they helped them. And then
How do they know about the golden fleece?
well, I actually don't know that much about like.
No, you just know they didn't know. They just heard a story and they're like, we must find it.
Who knows? One Nereid named Thetis, which is kind of funny because me and the Kaiju Dig It did the Thetis Lake Monster, which is a place in I think Canada, if I can remember correctly, that had this lake monster thing. So that's pretty interesting. It's the exact same spelling. Thetis had a child by Zeus, who grew up to be Archiles.
Oh, okay.
Like it sounds like a restaurant. Go to eat some pasta or chilies. In fact, the Trojan War was started in part out of Zeus's fear that one of his sons would rise up and overthrow him, naming Charles, whatever the fuck this guy's name is, Achilles, because it's
Isn't it Achilles? No,
it's
it's your
Achilles.
Achilles. That's your Achilles tendon. And what's there? There's a god named. Isn't it Achilles? It's Achilles.
Let me look this up.
I was thinking that the whole time you were saying it, I was like, I don't know 100% the proper way to.
The strongest
pronounce that.
warrior hero in the Greece. Let's just go. I think it's Achilles, and that's just my. We're gonna find out how to pronounce this shit. Okay. We were. It was Achilles. Yep. So Billy was right. I just the way
As always.
the way it
Just
looks.
kidding.
It's A with Chiles.
Mhm.
So I guess weird spelling in my shitty language. Real mermaid right there. Real mermaid.
That just looks like someone swimming.
Also,
with-
real.
Go
look
back.
what they're doing.
Go
What they're
back. That
doing.
just looks like someone swimming with shorts on.
yeah. Very deep under the water. Next to a
That's
fish.
not like the fucking. That's almost shore.
Look at that. What are they taking out, man? Why are everyone's in suits and shit?
Because it's radioactive big fish.
It's like people in like radioactive suits taking out like some weird fish creature from a beach. Who knows? Who knows? Sirens were often portrayed as beautiful women from the waist up with wings and a bird's body for their bottom half. Nice.
Nice.
They would. Oh, I missed a spot. I'm sorry. Another type of mermaid that is often referenced is the siren. Although sirens are one of the most common types of mermaids that is recognized in modern day culture when it comes to that's the mermaids that lure people into the sea. It is thought that the mermaid stories influenced these creatures in ways that were not meant to happen. Sirens were often portrayed as beautiful women from waist up with wings. From the waist up, had wings and a bird body for their bottom half. So, but I saw others supposed to be mermaids. They would sing beautiful songs and lure ships towards dangerous rocks with their beauty and mysticism. While the ships inevitably crashed, they would feast on the bodies of the sailors. Though some stories suggest that these beings were simply the contents of the simply content to kill the sailors and leave. They need to eat them for sustenance. They just
They
want
get their souls.
They just want to kill the sailors.
The reptilians.
Yes, those favorite creatures. There's also another form of siren that was a maiden from the waist up, fishtail from the bottom. This form of siren became increasingly popular as a mermaid mythology spread throughout ancient Greece. This type of siren became more recognizable than half the avian counterparts, and now what we know now as a mermaid is this siren. Unlike the Nereids, the sirens were known to be omens of bad luck, and they brought death and destruction wherever they went.
I don't mean to take away from your thing right now, but these cherry slushy drinks are fucking delicious.
I know, isn't it so good? Oh man,
It's like a 7-Eleven
I know. That's why
slushie.
Chelsea's like, these are good. I was like, man,
There's probably so much fucking sugar in here.
yeah. I'm
Oh,
actually it's
wicked headache
actually
tomorrow.
very light. It has less calories than like what they go for.
It's
For
gotta be
Celsius.
so much sugar though.
I don't know. Look at the contents.
1 gram of sugar? You fucked? There's no way.
Delicious. Sponsor us, Coors Light.
Carbonated vodka or vodka, sugars, concentrated cherry juice, natural flavors, artificial flavors, citrus acid, malic acid.
Okay, stop reading
sodium.
the ingredients.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
It tastes like a box of sugar with cherry juice in it.
On the first voyage to, we're getting into this right now. The first voyage to the Americas, Christopher Rapist Columbus claimed to have encountered
That was actually pretty good.
3 mermaids. Columbus spotted the mermaids off the coast of Haiti.
You saw them. I
In
seen them.
January of 1493, he wrote about the mermaids in his travel journal, where he said the mermaids rose well out of the sea, but they're not so beautiful. Actually, he's Spanish, so Spanish. They rose well out of the sea, but they are not so beautiful there as they are said to be. For their faces had some masculine traits. He's like,
Would you like an orange?
They were trans, man. That's fun. Trans mermaids, transmans, mersexuals, whatever. He's like, they said they were beautiful and they had fucking masculine features. I'm not into that shit. Which I didn't even know you wrote that. I just knew that he saw them. And apparently all Europe art shows mermaids. Mermaids' beauty is actually exaggerated, just like artists did with Europe's royalty. So they made them look better looking than what they actually look like. It's funny, the royalty is like, that queen is fucking ugly, but if I paint her the way she is, I will get murdered and catapulted.
Yeah, I'm dead. Fuck.
There is a theory. I don't know. I don't think. Oh yeah, I think we do get to it. So Captain John Smith,
Mr.
fell
Smith?
in love with a mermaid.
Mr. fucking boring ass name.
You know where that comes
Boring
from?
ass life.
Blacksmith. Blacksmith. That's the Smith name. Most likely comes from.
Were they black?
No, blacksmith. They would make.
I know what a fucking
Look at there's a
blacksmith is.
merman. Merman. There you go. Sexy merman on a rock for you guys. Hope you enjoy that.
Wish Alex was here.
This is the Assyrians. This is one of the creatures from the Assyrian times. This was a carving.
I like the car. I like the smile. It looks like she's very, very confusedly happy.
Yeah,
She's like, "Mhm,
it does look like that. That one's scary. Yeah, mermaids, man. Mermaids. So Captain,
I like how they got eyeshadow and shit. Like they're like, we keep up to date on all the latest trends for sure.
we cut off our tails. Captain John Smith, famous for settling Jamestown.
It took a minute.
And his relation. Okay, check out this. Captain John Smith. This would be interesting actually to do an episode on, but famous for settling Jamestown with his relationship with Pocahontas. Which would be kind of, I would be fascinated just to learn about their real story. You know what I mean? Allegedly sighted a mermaid in 1614. In Edward Snow's Incredible Mysteries and Legends of the Sea captain described the encounter. John Smith spotted the mermaid off the coast of Newfoundland. Smith was instantly entranced, musing that her long green hair imparted to her original character that by no means unattractive. Okay. The mermaids also had large eyes and a finely shaped nose and well-formed ears. So he's like, she had a really nice nose. Great ears.
She has a wonderful nose.
That
nose, oh man, I'd fucking fart like 3 miles away. She smelled it. She knew.
As Captain Smith gazed at the mermaid, he began to fall in love with her until he realized that she was a fish from the waist down. And he started throwing up. I'm just kidding. That's not what happened. And it's supposedly that he thought it was a beautiful woman, was like entranced, was like, wow, sexy. And he was like, oh, what the fuck? And didn't want nothing more. So many mermaid sightings involve a quick look at a distant creature, as when Columbus saw mermaids off the coast of Hades. But some report mermaid sightings include a number of eyewitnesses who weren't ocean crazed sailors, because the idea was, and I don't know if we'll get to it, but people think that Columbus saw manatees. They were out in the water so long that they saw because he claims, and some of the sailors claim, they saw a rock with all these beautiful women on the rock, like bathing in the sun, that had like fishtails that were beautiful up top. And manatees are ugly creatures, so I don't understand how you would get kind of confused with that. But like, supposedly that's the idea. They're like literally gone crazy from being out on the water so long, and they saw fucking manatees, and we're like, those are some sexy women. I'm sick of looking at Gary's barnacle ass. It's fucking hairy.
I don't like it anymore.
I'm
It
done.
doesn't work for me.
I tried to make it work, but it does not work. I had to get so drunk off rum. In 1603, a mermaid was spotted off the coast of Wales near Pendine. A farmer named Thomas Reynolds first spotted the creature. He then called others over to watch the mermaid for 3 hours. William Saunders.
Oh, is that what thrice means?
Yeah, William Saunders, also from Pendine, explained Reynolds and examined Reynolds and other witnesses. The story was credible enough that in 1406, an image was created to depict the mermaid. It was also described as a monstrous fish that appeared in the form of a woman from the waist upward. Monstrous, they say.
Maybe she's just jacked or something.
I don't know, because it says
Maybe
like,
she just had muscles.
like that thing.
I'm just thinking like a bodybuilder mermaid.
Yeah, no,
Like that, but like with like fucking beefed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Baby.
And you have obviously like that they use mermaids tons on like boats with pirates, and we'll eventually get back into pirates at some point. I think that'd be kind of a fun episode to dive back into. But
Did we ever do pirates?
I did it once on the night that I almost died, and then so I was like, that can go.
I can go. I don't want that episode anymore.
So we can kind of redo it and really like I'll probably do a shitload of research and find some really obscure stuff that people may not know. You know what I mean? Like pirates were gay a lot of times. Well, they weren't gay, but
I think everybody knows that. That's all they were
Maidalage. They got married to their homie. They're like, man, I can't fucking be out here. I don't want to be
we
lonely.
need something.
We need something to keep our lives going. And then they they like play house. It's like, what are you doing, fucking Jonathan and Gary? And they're just like nothing. They're like a little tent. It's
I
like, this is my
burnt dinner,
kitchen.
so I'm punished.
That's funny. By the 18th century, Europeans had established colonies in the Indian Ocean and the South Pacific. Europeans in the Dutch East Indies encountered plants and animals that they have never seen in Europe. One of these exotic creatures was a mermaid, which painter Samuel Flowers included in a 1718 drawing. Fallers claimed that he caught a mermaid himself, brought her back into his house, and then fucked her in the mouth. He didn't do that. He then drew.
I was gonna say, this seems like a lie now. Why would you tell people?
Why would you tell people? I left her. She left my house with cum on her chin. He then drew the picture of the mermaid from his firsthand observation. He pulled the jack. He's like, "Would you lay on my couch? Here. I know you can't survive without water." And he like drags out his bathtub to the living room where his like art easel is.
When you could do that, because bathtubs used to be transportable.
They had legs. Those
Yeah.
bathtubs are pretty deep too. You could fucking fit my fat ass.
I could actually fucking get in those. My dad's got one of those antique tubs. I
pretty
like
nice
those.
though.
They're
You can
fucking
get pretty
beautiful.
filled up, man.
You get pretty filled.
You're pretty filled up. Billy
You ever try having a bath as a grown ass man? I sit there sometimes before I shower, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna run a bath, and I'm like, I'm too tall for
No,
this.
it does not work out. It does not work out. So fine. And we'll get to that in a bit.
I hate that though. Like the one down from the one you just put. Go up. The one down from the one you just
sexy mermaid.
Like, in what fucking world did you get Pantene Pro V underwater for one?
Yeah, her hair is beautiful.
You got a fucking curling iron down there.
Yeah.
You got every Kylie Jenner makeup brand imaginable. You've outdone yourself for underwater.
As embarrassing as it is, I did say because I will watch the new one just to see. I think it's going to be some woke garbage, but
as embarrassing as what is
that I would tomorrow. I want to do some mushrooms And then
And what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna watch movies outside. Like my
what are you
plan
gonna
is to
watch?
do it's not The Little Mermaid.
Ah.
My plan is to do because me and Aaron have an episode getting ready to do a deep dive into I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh,
The
okay.
3
Yeah, yeah.
movies. I haven't seen them in a long time, so I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. And then we're gonna watch Children of the Corn. But I thought I was like, if I'm still buzzing and I have a couple of drinks after I done my like shroom trip. I was like, I haven't seen the original Mermaid since I was like 10 or some shit. So I was like, I might watch it on mushrooms, and then I'll find out it's also about pedophilia, just like I found out when I watched Pinocchio.
Yeah, they're all about pedophilia. Yeah, Walt Disney's fucked.
Yeah,
man.
he is fucking Nazi. So he drew these pictures from his first-hand observation. Fowler's, where the fuck his name is, reported that the mermaid lived in a container of water and squeaked like a mouse. After
Was
4
she
days,
drowning?
the mermaid died of starvation because she refused to eat, because he kidnapped her and enslaved her to suck his penis.
I feel like your add-ons aren't quite what the story is.
But why would he like? You would just send her back, man. Put the
No, it's like a pet. It's like you just caught a cool fish.
Yeah.
Here's your tank. Go in there.
and
Get in your house.
then it's like the brace face, annoying redhead chick from Finding Dory or whatever, or fucking Finding Nemo, where she's like constantly he's constantly like tapping on the thing.
I was wondering what you
Wake
meant by
up!
braised face.
Wake up! Most depictions of the mermaids show them as beautiful, seductive women, drawing on traditions of sirens who could lure sailors to the death. But in the 13th century Norwegian manuscript, mermen were described as monsters. The monster is tall and of great size and rises straight out of the water. The text reads,
Poseidon.
he had shoulders like a man, but no hands. No,
Oh, he didn't have
one-
hands?
No, so he
He's
had
had
big ass
fishes.
shoulders.
He's got
but-
fucking fins.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
No one
He's
has
cute,
ever
he's
observed
adorable.
it
He
close
can't
enough
hurt me.
to determine whether its body had scales like a fish or skin like a man. But he had shoulders, strong, barreling shoulders, big men shoulders,
Just fucking
like Michelle Obama,
19
like her
pack.
shoulders. You know?
Like Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama's got fucking broad ass shoulders.
Yeah,
that's
she's
true.
a fucking man, and her name is Michael. And no one's going to convince me otherwise because Obama 3 times has called her Michael. 3 times. 3 fucking times on camera. Where it's like, Michael, I mean Michelle, and it's like live on television. Like, I fucking believe. There's pictures that people think that like you could see her penis, his penis, in a dress. And then, what's weird? Joan Rivers said that everyone knows that Michelle Obama's a man. She's a man, whatever. As she's going into her apartment, there's like you can look it up online and find her saying this. And then she died not long after. And there's theories, is a crazy one. But there's
Michelle
theory-
Obama died?
No, Joan Rivers.
Oh.
And she died like a week later or something like that. It was
After
like
you said that,
yeah, it's very recent. And people said she died of like asphyxiation, where they like there's a conspiracy that they like made her drink like gasoline and shit.
They
Yeah.
waterboarded her with gas.
There's some crazy conspiracies out there that, I don't doubt that these people are that crazy, and that's just me, but I think they're fucking all psychopaths. So that's just me. The monstrous
That's
creature.
the first time I'm ever hearing Michelle Obama's a man.
You've never heard that
I've
before?
never heard that before.
Look it up, man.
I'm very
Michael, I
curious.
mean Michelle. Like he says it 3 fucking times, dude.
But I like Mr. Obama.
He says no. Obama's really bad.
I like Obama.
No, don't say that. He had a good smile, but the guy killed more people with drone planes than anyone else in fucking history.
Good. He's a fucking sharpshooter.
He also got the Peace Prize for killing more people in like other countries than almost any other president.
Good.
Other than like during times of like major wars and stuff.
Love
like that.
Obama.
But you could say that Iraq wasn't. Obama's not a good person, so everyone knows that. No
Why? But
politician.
he has such a good smile.
RFK
He's
maybe,
gotta be
but
a
then
good
I don't trust
person.
him. No,
And they're like, we the people.
he's a clone.
We're gonna get this through.
He's a clone,
We're
bro.
gonna figure this out.
I know about the Vatican assassins and how they'll get you, and that Barack Obama was cloning a test tube. You don't know that last song, right?
Yeah, I do know that.
The monster.
Why do I know that song? What
Vinny
is
Paz,
Vinny?
End
Yeah,
of
I was gonna
Days.
say what
Um,
end of days. That's right.
The monstrous creature was also a sign of doom. Wherever the monster has shown himself, do it. Oh, I wish you could read this. Wherever the monster has shown
Why can't I read it?
itself, men have always not. Just do it in your best Obama voice. This.
We the people. Michael, I mean Michelle. The monstrous creature was also a sign of doom. Wherever the monster has shown itself, Men have always been sure, and a storm would follow.
Obama.
White boy Obama.
yeah. That's a fun clip. 2 stories from the Netherlands claim that the mermaids could successfully live on land. And in 1430, a group of girls in a boat found a mermaid floundering in the shallow, muddy waters. They successfully pulled the mermaid into the boat. These are like 2 young chicks, I guess, and took her home, where they dressed her in women's clothes. The mermaid never learned to speak, however. This is from the Netherlands. These like a group of girls. So it could be like in the early 20s or whatever. They dragged this mermaid out of the water and like, this is fucking hilarious. And then they're like putting fucking makeup on her all shittily. And then they're like,
Oh, shittily.
and then they're like trying to put her in a dress and she's like, doesn't fit in. It's like weirded out by the whole experience. And then never learned how to speak English. That is like, I think that's it. That's so weird. That's a weird story, Netherlands. A later story from the 1600s similarly told of a mermaid who was injured but nursed back to health. This time when Christopher Columbus spotted 3 mermaids off the coast of Hades, he was probably seeing manatees, just as Columbus described. Manatees are able to rise out of the sea, especially in shallow water. They also have the figure and bones of 4 limbs and a neck that allows them to turn its head. So from the deck of the ship, a manatee might easily transform into an ugly mermaid like Columbus described. Or it was Michelle Obama.
It could have been Michelle Obama.
Swimming in the fucking sea. You know,
Michael.
Because the reptilians. I didn't mean to do that.
Hey, that's actually kind of a cool intro to a song, though.
It's like can't stop
Just
it.
Straight 90s.
Yeah, the reptilians. You know, they live for thousands of years. Supposedly.
Do they?
Yes.
Is that how long they live?
Yes.
Fuck, that means I got a long time to go.
There's people like, you know, even someone you met at the bachelor party, like we've talked about this stuff because they're like religious and stuff like that. I'm not gonna tell you who it. You won't.
I clearly know.
No, you don't know that.
I do know.
I don't think you know.
I know.
But we've talked about how that he thinks stuff in the Bible that we're not supposed to die and that death is unnatural. We're supposed to actually live a lot longer than we do.
That's what the Bible says.
Yeah, I don't know, something like that.
It says they all live like 400 years. 400 years.
And that's why death is so unnatural and stuff like that. The feeling of
probably we have a fucking bunch of toxins in our fucking body.
Yeah. I think that the possibility of us being able to live longer without the technology of AI and this fucking crazy ghost consciousness bullshit that they're trying to push on people could be a thing. But I think we've been suppressed and kept. You know, they're barricading us in the ice wall so we don't see the other land outside in flat Earth. I'm just kidding.
If they took away alcohol and tobacco from everybody's life, fuck.
Maybe we descend
to
this world.
Level. This world would be a pretty fucking booming place.
I think that it would.
There's a lot of smart fucking people that drown themselves.
I agree. Just like eventually when we do cover the Doors and Jim Morrison, because I think that'd be a great episode to do for like the famous dead. Jim Morrison's a fascinating dude in the fact that how intelligent he was.
Yeah.
Because he was very smart, like a fucking IQ off the Richter, like a very smart dude. And he used to drown himself. He used to get drunk. Because I watched it was called People Are Strange, the doc about him. It was pretty good. I'll have to rewatch it because we're gonna do the 27 Club fairly soon. That's gonna be a big episode.
Favorite shit.
It's gonna be a big episode though. It's very long because there's actually more people than you would even think that are all connected to this stuff. And he used to get drunk to lower himself down to the level of everyone else because he was too smart.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's me.
Yes,
there we go. I'm just gonna piggyback on that story. That's a good one.
Even though Columbus likely didn't see real mermaids.
Yeah.
Because who knows? And his logbook entry
fucked up, man.
Is because they're drinking like rum and shit like that and straight liquor. And I'm sure when you're hallucinating, I'm sure after the time on the sea, I don't know what it would do to you, but I'm sure you'd be like
so much fucking sea. Yeah, everyone says every time they go to sea for that long, they hallucinate.
Yeah. So do you want to try it? We'll just go on like a really shitty tin boat and just see how long we can just sit out there before we go crazy.
No, even worse than that. We're not even going on a tin boat. We're going on like a paddle board.
Oh man.
And we're sitting.
You know, if
And then you got my dumbass 4 days in still joking about tipping it.
we were laughing. So we're at the bachelor party. For everyone that doesn't know that yet, I'm getting married, and we had like a little fun bachelor party at a cottage. And you know, I just kind of do with the episode. I want to do this episode because it's summertime. It's fucking actually. I'm sweating right now. It's so hot in this room. And
It's fine.
yeah, you're fine. You're skinny, whatever. As soon as I drink alcohol, I'm gonna start fucking sweating profusely because it's poisonous. And we're like, we went to this cottage. It was like on a little island. It was a lot of fucking fun. I was tripping balls just staying in the water. And I remember Aaron be like, does this make your feet feel weird because it's all squishy? And I was like, surprisingly, no. I feel like I'm part of it, part of the nature. And then Billy's on the fucking the blow up paddleboard.
Thing's
And then he's like,
fucking
why does
impossible.
this thing keep fucking like, what can I stand on it? And then he's like, what does this do? And he opens up the air thing. Someone, it was Brett or Aaron that was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Brett yelled at me.
Yeah. No, close it.
I was like, I thought it was like a storage for something. I didn't
So
know.
dumb. Or it could have been like it lets air out of it so you can travel faster. I don't know, but it was fucking not. And then he finally got the solid board, and he realized how easy it could be. You know?
I'm watching everyone else fucking paddleboard around me. This like I consider myself having very good balance. Couldn't stand up on this thing to save my fucking life. I
It was
kept
very
falling,
fun
goddamn
to
it. And
see.
everyone else like,
And
you
then
haven't
as soon
figured
as
it out yet.
pulled
And I'm
the
like, dude,
thing,
this is so
he
hard.
tried to it went into like a V shape because he's trying to stand on it. Fun times.
Fucking hard, man.
Even though Columbus likely didn't see real mermaids, his logbook entry first recorded observation of a manatee in the North America. Once again, Columbus had no idea what he was looking at. He also insisted that he discovered Asia, not Americans, until his death. I discovered Asia. What are you talking about? And then he thought there were Indians too, because like according to what I've learned,
natives, you mean?
They thought
Natives he thought were Asians.
no, listen to me, Indians. But which is weird. I thought that he thought he went to India because that's why he was calling Native Americans Indians. Because like Aaron didn't know, like from Ireland, didn't know about that or why. He's like, why did they call them Indians? I was like, because when Columbus first came here, supposedly he thought he was in India. So he's like, oh, there's Indians. You know, that's what I always thought. Or learned about.
I thought Columbus didn't know what was on the other side when he went to the sail.
He just went.
Yeah, so he didn't know he was in India.
No,
we didn't know India was a place.
He was going to sail around or whatever and go to India for like the spices and shit because he knew it existed. Or something like that. That's what his plan. They mapped it out. Somebody already mapped it out for him, and he was just going to go there. And then he discovered North America by accident. He found the Arawaks, the indigenous tribe, and then he stole all their gold. And then when all the gold was gone, he made them slaves and fucked their women and raped them. So yeah.
He wasn't a good person.
He wasn't. And they had Columbus Day. It's like, let's celebrate this genocidal rapist. All right, that's fucking great.
But let's boycott Christmas.
Yeah, I know, because that fat pedophile is so bad for your kids. It is a
Hey,
weird thing.
fucking.
I heard
Santa's not a pedophile.
Joe
don't say
Rogan
that.
and Duncan Trussell were talking about this, and I kind of like find it interesting because they were just saying like how we're like teaching kids essentially to this, that things are fake, that you lie to them for all these years and then you tell them, oh, it's not real at all. So it's the same idea of like with a religion or whatever, that you're instilling in kids that reality is not as real as you think it is by enforcing this thing of like, they believe this imaginary man is coming down your chimney and filling your trees with presents and you give him fucking cookies and carrots. And meanwhile, it's your parents, and then it just shatters his perception of reality. Because when I was a kid, my mom told my brother was older than me, and she told both. She's like, I might as well tell you too. You're in the car, and I was like young, like I don't know, 6 or something like that, like 6 or 7, younger. Like I'd like by like 8 or 9, you stopped doing it. But I feel like I was pretty young compared to all my other friends that got told later on in life. Because my brother was older, and then I remember being like, what? What do you mean? And she's like, yeah, Santa's not real. We like do. We were in the car. I will never forget this. It's like a memory in my head. And then I was like, what? And like I think Trina was 8. So I was like 6. And I was like, no.
See, that's the difference.
What?
you can't have that shattered perception at 6. You got to keep the lie going until they're old enough. Because
Where'd the globe go?
I took it out because it's
the
pissing me
Earth is
off.
flat.
Yeah, that's why. But like, you got to wait till they're old enough to be to a point of their mind doesn't get that fucked up, because like mine never was. I learned around 8 or 9 and I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense.
Billy's like, what about God though? Your dad's like, no, God exists though.
No, I was actually the first one to make my family stop going to church. Actually,
we stopped going to church.
They all went,
because
and I just
smited the gay people.
I stopped going to church because weed tasted really good.
Yeah.
And I just
Billy
consumed my life. with it.
found the burning bush.
I found the burning
I'm
bush.
gonna get this will be interesting because I'll eventually do an episode. We'll do a full episode on it, but I'm getting the book soon. I'm getting like herbal medicine books, but like old ones that are before, like ones from like the 60s. It'll be interesting.
Smoke 7 cigarettes
Not like
and drink a bottle of hydrogen peroxide, and
it's
you
like
will never
herbal-
die.
It was like herbal medicine stuff. Actually, peroxide in small amounts can actually help you. So if I'm just telling you, you can. You
What's
just
up,
don't
Trump?
chug it.
How you doing?
You just don't chug it. I've watched tons of stuff. and
I'm
read
sure.
about it.
I'm sure Trump watched the same ones. I'm
It's
sure you
not-
watched
don't
Trump.
chug it.
Were you watching Trump telling people to drink bleach?
Yeah, because he's getting indicted for
Was that
fucking
you?
stuff while the
Was that-
Bidens are literally taking money from China and Burisma and everything else they do. Oh, don't look over here. Hunter Biden smoking crack in the White House. Even that was a psyop too.
That's
was, like,
actually really fun.
so fucking weird.
You could gamble on that, eh? That was on gambling sites.
What?
When it first came out, it was on sites of whose Coke was it. And Hunter Biden was like number one. It was the most
I
favorite
think it
odds,
was like
but
a
like
psyop.
you
tricking
could
people.
fucking bet on everything else, and if it never came out, then it would be like, okay, you're paid.
There
back
was
for
a
that.
video where they were on like the podium, not podium, but the White House what I gotta think of it, like balcony,
Mhm.
and then he was behind Jill Biden, and Hunter was, and he looked fucking cracked out.
Oh
He was,
yeah.
like looking around and stuff, and like just behind her, and like walking, and she just like you see the look on her face, it's like she knew he was behind her.
So
Like
you need to
just doing.
fucking figure shit out right now,
Yeah.
please.
They're
it together.
the crime family. They've made exuberant amount of money with the death of people in other countries and all sorts of fun stuff. So I don't
All
I don't-
hail America.
I don't think Trump is the good guy, and I don't think he's the bad guy either. I think if they're going after him this hard, must be because he's the threat to them. The real establishment, the people that are controlling everything. At the same time, he did go to Epstein's Island, so fucking knows, man. I don't trust anyone. That's why I have an advantage. I don't trust anything. I'm really gonna start fucking. I'm going full end of the world shit soon.
No, you were not going back to that. Oh my god.
I'm not doing that, but I am getting prepared. Like I want to get chickens in the backyard the next couple of years. I want to get a garden going. I'm gonna get myself set up. So.
Set up for something that won't happen.
So if stuff collapses, like the internet collapsing, which these people like Klaus
Because the
Schwab
fucking
keep
internet
saying,
collapses.
because you don't have money, then dum dum. That's how our monetary system
Yeah, I
works.
do. I
Is
have
through
cash.
digital.
Always.
Always.
Always. All my cash
Okay.
stuffed into socks,
Yeah. Okay.
buried in walls.
I'm the conspiracy theorist.
Just kidding.
So if there's it's just funny because just a quick conspiracy, not even conspiracy, probably truth, but like how these people in power, like Klaus Schwab, they keep warning about certain things, and then it happens. Like Bill Gates warning about a virus years beforehand, and then it happens. So they're telling us out in the open because it's part of the Carmactic Agreement that they have to tell us out in the open what they're doing, and if we just stay silent and we go along with it and live our lives and don't do anything about it, then it's our consent. And that's how this karma works, because as these reptilians are operating, we're giving up our free will by just doing nothing.
Okay. So let's play this out. Sorry. Let's play this out. You get your chickens, you get your garden, you get all your canned food, you get your safes, you get fucking buddy. This house is fucking foolproof for any fucking thing that could possibly happen to the world. Ready?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen to it when everyone else is fucked? Oh, I'll be right fucking here. Buddy, don't get me wrong. End of the world. I love you, but you're feeding me. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
I
fine.
am having food. I am not asking
I
for
will
food.
be at Brett's house and we'll have a militia of people. So
I'm not asking you. I am telling you I am going to eat your tomatoes.
So he thought he discovered Asia, which is kind of funny, until his death. He was like, no, this is Asia. Where's all the people with those eyes that I saw? You know, those guys with the eyes? And like, I guess till his death, he thought that he was in Asia.
Thought he went the other way.
So fucking funny. The mermaid was able to learn Dutch and eventually converted to Catholicism.
Ooh.
Pretty weird, eh? The one that supposedly came on to the land and was nursed back to health. In another case of misidentification, the Jenny Hanverys that sailors and tourists flocked to Antwerp to buy were actually skates and rays. Weird. Sailors dried and carved, varnished the carcasses of cartilaginous fish.
This is a wonderful article. I don't fucking know, man.
I can't fucking pronounce that. Cartilaginous.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Come on, Antwerp. Come on, these words are stupid.
It's Antwerp.
Antwerp.
Antwerp, and then I can't say that one either. Holy fuck me!
It's a fish, and
I want to try though. Why is this one bothering me? Cartilaginous.
Sure.
I feel like I'm adding vowels.
Yeah, I know. I do that all the time. And shape them to resemble mermaids, demons, or devilfish. So that is this thing. I'm pretty sure. So they would like carve them to make them look like certain things and then sell them, much like the Fiji mermaid exhibit by P.T. Barnum. And they were a hoax. They sold like it'd be like, come to the carnival and see our freaks. We have a Down syndrome boy over here, and we have a mermaid over here. You know,
that's what they fucking did.
That's what they did. So like,
that's what they did. Like, we're not. That's not a joke. That's fucking real.
The pinhead people and stuff like those are real people. Eventually, I think it'd be fun. I watched a doc a while ago. It was pretty good.
Why were the pinheads pinheads?
There's a reason for it. It's like kind of like the hydrocephalitis thing where their like skulls grow, or it's like, or it's the doctors, right? When they wouldn't, they don't. No, they didn't want to come out of the womb, so they grabbed those forceps and then pulled the head out and elongated the skull. That's a theory. So I just probably thought that could have happened. They've cut people's dicks off because they had a botched circumcision. One of the first, like, I want to do an episode about this. Some people are not going to like it, but me and Aaron are probably going to cover it. Like one of the grandfather of like the transgender movement stuff. Don't want to say too much, but there was a boy and it was a botched circumcision when he was very like a baby. So they decided to try this kind of thing of like, I will butcher the story, but I will do a whole episode about this. So they changed and converted him into a little girl, so to speak, in the way that they're trying to do it to kids these days, but more barbaric back then. And then this child grew up their whole life thinking that they were a girl and felt weird and different and didn't feel right. And then when they were old enough to realize and they were told the truth, they freaked out and were like, what the fuck? What did you guys do to me? I've always felt weird and not like I'm this way. And they put them on hormones and all this stuff. It's the 60s, I think. I might be wrong about that, but like,
how do you do a circumcision so bad that you cut the whole dick off?
There's stories.
Like you have to miss it by like 4.5 feet.
That's only in your imagination.
I guess if it's soft, it's only 3 feet, but still.
Okay, Billy. God.
Yes, every millimeter counts.
So Swiss naturalist Conrad Giesner tried
fucking Mr. Gisner.
See, it's always last names. Tried to debunk the myth of the Jenny Hanovers back in 1558 when he said that the mermaids were simply disfigured rays, but like stingrays. But the objects remained popular until the 19th century, and some can still be found today.
It could be. They're Down syndrome stingrays.
Yes.
Maybe.
There's a new show and I'm excited to watch it.
Called Down Syndrome Stingray?
No. It's called Down with Love, and it's about like Down syndrome people falling in love. I don't give a shit. I really liked Love on the Spectrum. It's these people are amazing, lovely people that the planet does not deserve, and then now people are trying to murder them off. It's very sad. I mean it. I enjoyed the look at me like that. I was trying not to laugh. I actually enjoyed the show because they don't think about the world the way we think about it. And we're so obsessed with all these little things. They just enjoy the little things and enjoy, weird obscurities that normal people don't. And some of them look like they're not like what. Now I'm digging myself into a hole. I enjoyed the show either way. I liked it. It was really wholesome and nice. And then
of course,
people think that I'm like, oh, you're an ableist, you're a bad person because I'm saying that I enjoyed the show about autistic people because I thought it was loving and wholesome, and I really did.
Oh, it is so loving and wholesome.
It made me feel good.
Isn't actually fuck? Why don't I actually know the answer to this right now? Don't Down syndrome people only live to like 30 or something like that?
Well, you never see an old one.
No, but like actually,
don't?
I'm saying like I'm being
I'm
serious.
sure. I think that
I think that
up to
isn't
like
that
an
true?
850 or something like that. Like they don't live very long. It's just because
okay.
they're the way their DNA is, I guess, and how they're like, you know. You don't see an Amish one though. But maybe have you ever seen an Amish one? You know,
I've seen like 5 Amish people in my life.
I got
No, I have
I
not
got a
seen
video taken
a person
down,
with
and
Amish.
it warned me because I like posted an article about how Amish people, because they don't get those things with that have the,
Yes, what happened?
And they like somebody, and there's a video of this guy. I didn't post the video, I posted the article, but I've also seen the video of this doctor in a court and stuff like that. And they studied Amish children, and they almost like pretty much almost 0% of all, like a bunch of different Amish communities have autism because they don't use the shots. They don't do that kind of stuff
So
because
they all have autism.
no, none of them do. They have like
Cool.
almost no autism.
A lot of them have also died.
Have they?
Yes.
You know Amish people?
I know Mennonite people, and they're
Yeah.
very similar
How'd they die?
because they're refused treatment
Oh, like blood transfusions
for anything,
and stuff like that. Yeah.
for any
Yeah.
for vaccines too. There's
I
so
doubt
many
that.
fucking people that get sick, man. Dude, my entire fucking family, my grandmother had like 14 brothers and sisters that all fucking miraculously
We're
died.
all cousins and sisters
All
and
of
brothers of
all of them fucking died for no fucking
Yeah.
reason.
Maybe it was
To be fair,
maybe it
back
was for
then
a
you didn't
reason.
really know the reason.
Yeah.
But like they all fucking died.
Well, I don't trust those things, and I never will, and we will see because I know tons
You're
of people that are not.
100% right, and you are never going to get it because the mass majority has it. That's how vaccines work. I'm
No.
not saying the
No,
new
no.
one's fine. You need to stop fucking categorizing every vaccine as the COVID vaccine.
No, I'm not. We're not talking about this on this episode.
I am right now because I'm pissed off with you. Pissing me off.
Did you hear what Brett said at the cottage? There's like so much proof. Like we were talking.
I understand it gives you other things. I also understand that
Really
they're
is
made so the
allergies.
mass fucking people don't die.
I don't agree. I don't agree. It's fine to have I can agree to disagree because I don't believe any of them are good. I think they were sold to us like this great thing. Meanwhile, they cause all sorts of other problems. Did you know like what?
It's like you hear all the people
What
that are like,
Robert-
here's all these problems, and you're like, what happened to polio? It's like because of fucking vaccines.
No. That's a fucking farce. That's a lie. Polio was actually eradicated because of fucking washing your hands and cleanliness and having toilets and shit like that and things changing in that regard.
Sounds made up.
That is factual because if you actually look into the history when they developed the COVID shot the COVID shot, I don't want this is gonna be taken off fucking YouTube now, right? Hopefully not. This is all speculation, okay?
If anything, I'm advocating for shots in general.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
not
there
that
you go.
one, but in general.
So the polio in general, right? They started washing their hands and being more cleanly,
Okay.
and then it started going down, and then they started developing the shot. And then one of the grandfathers, a woman that worked with the NIH at the beginning of its conception, was creating the polio shots. Okay, and then she gave it to her monkeys. She had a bunch of monkeys. She was a scientist, and she wanted to test it first because they wanted to release it to the mass population. She was like, no, we should test this. And it killed a lot of her monkeys or gave them polio. And then the guy was like, no, I want to push this forward. So he gave it to his granddaughter and his grandson, and his granddaughter died and his grandson got polio and had to live in with braces and shit for the rest of his life. And they still gave it out to the mass population after all of this shit. So I don't necessarily trust what they're telling us in any regard. And eventually we can do a Patreon episode where I'll bring up studies and stuff.
So here's actually that's a fun question to start. So that's
not doing this.
No. This is just a fun question. No, we're off on the tangent already. This is a fun question. Do you think for all of time, everything that has ever been given to you has been purely solely for money or negative effects?
Probably yes.
Everything.
Almost everything, yeah.
So what about the things that you like taking, like things like Advil, Tylenol? I
take Advil if I'm hungover, and that's the only reason.
What does it do though? What does it do though? No pills are good for you. No fucking
injections
are good for you.
It hurts your liver while making your head better.
It fixes the problem it's telling you to fix. I'm not saying it's not giving new problems. That's the different story.
You should probably.
It could very well give you new problems. I don't have fucking any argument to that. I'm saying it's fixing what it's telling you it's going to fix.
Can you do me a favor? Listen to the RFK episode on Joe Rogan. Listen to it because he's done 20 years of research on this stuff and talks about this stuff. And he was like, okay, so they make whatever the number was, $6 billion off shots. But he's like, or $60 billion off shots a year off of off of pencils. We'll say that they poke you. And then he said, but they make $600 billion off all the things that the pencils give people, like all the medicines they need afterwards.
That's fair, but that's what I'm saying. There's the medicines they need afterwards. So you're saying those are also bad.
Keep you perpetually sick forever. That's what Big Pharma is about. Since its conception, they're like, how do we keep the population sick?
I agree with that. I'm just saying, in general, there's not one shot ever or one pill ever that you ever take for any reason that goes, that was actually made for a good reason.
Maybe penicillin, but penicillin you can get from mushrooms. You could probably make it yourself if you had the gumption to do it. So like if you
can make penicillin like solely from mushrooms,
I'm pretty sure it comes from fungus. I'm almost correct on that. Let me Google this before, because we're almost at the end of this, so we're just getting this little rant. I'm so against Big Pharma and stuff like that.
I'm not
arguing
with you at all. I'm just saying there's functioning society for a reason.
Where does it come from? I just don't trust anything.
That's fair.
I never will.
And I'm not saying everything's good
penicillin
for
mold, naturally produced antibodies in penicillin. Yeah, it comes from a fungus. Naturally produced antibiotic. Yeah, it looks like it's from a mushroom. Oh, some of these images are weird.
What about painkillers? How do you feel about those?
Look at this kid. It's a kid getting a needle in his ass.
Yeah, he's crying. He's sad.
Story of penicillin. What do you want to know? What comes from where? What?
No, I said, how do you feel about painkillers?
You can get highly addicted to them and then be like Mad Child, where he fucking threw his rap.
I'm saying, how do you feel like they work?
I've never used them, ever.
Advil's a painkiller, dude.
And I guess
that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about anything.
I guess I don't take. I try to take natural stuff. That's everything.
I'm not big on it either.
You can take flowers that cure headaches.
Herpes medication. How do you feel about that? You just gonna live with herpes if you get it?
I'm not gonna get it. I just choose not to put my dick into whores, Billy.
That's not an option for everybody. I'm just saying. Like, let's say
there is. Like I'm not saying every single thing.
But that's what I mean. Now you're picking and choosing off of what your own belief is.
Yes, confirmation bias to an extent. But the thing is, I am just the person that doesn't trust someone that is making money off of keeping me or you or the population unhealthy, so they can make a profit off of us. So then these people are reptiles, Billy.
You're right, and that is a phenomenal argument when you're paying for medication. How about in countries that it's completely free, like Sweden?
Oh, like a socialist country,
like Sweden,
where you pay out the ass in taxes, like Canada. We're a socialist country. Yet listen to this. Yet we get, oh, you can go to the doctor. Oh, you go to the doctor, it's free. But if your kid breaks their fucking arm, Aaron's daughter broke her arm, and they paid out of pocket for the cast, all that shit. So how the fuck we paid more than half our wages in taxes, and they had to pay out of pocket to fucking get her arm like in the cast and stuff?
Pardon the fuck me. Aaron had to pay for a cast.
Yeah, they had to pay for all that shit.
What back alley did he go down?
A normal
because
doctor.
I broke my arm, and it
when
was
you were
free.
A child.
It was free.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe your mom was sucking off the doctor.
I actually popped up my foot. Oh, that
I will ask him why that is the case, but I talked to his wife about it, and they're like, yeah, I don't know why I pay all these taxes. Yeah, we had to pay for.
You had to pay for a cast. It was probably $45.
It was like a couple $100 for like the whole thing of seeing the doctor and all that stuff and the specialist.
I'll
ask him, but I was just there and they told me. I don't think he's lying, but like.
Not saying he's lying. Sorry, I'm saying he's misinformed as to where the money
all right,
went.
I will say that I said this on the show, and then I will say that is this correct? Because I asked him about it and talked to him. I was like, oh, they said and he's like, yeah. He's like, we had to pay like a couple $100 to like see the specialist and stuff like that, and to like get the cast and all that crap. So I don't know what the hell they went to, whatever, but like that.
My partner just went through fucking significant surgery. Never paid a dime.
Okay, yeah, I know you should. That's what my mom said too. Is that because she's a nurse? I was telling her about that you were scared you'd have to pay for it. So I don't know. Maybe I got to talk to Aaron about it.
I can see you have to pay for crutches. You have to pay for casts.
Yeah, weird.
Things that are physical objects that they give you. The care that you get is 100%
What about the
free.
butt plug they give me to keep my poo-poo out of my butt?
The plug, $5. Everything else, fine.
It's okay that like as I said to people like that listen to the show too, so people are aware, right? It's you don't have to agree with everything I say. I don't want what a boring world we fucking live in.
And that's why I'm having fun arguing.
Yeah, and it's the idea of like I just question everything. I don't trust anything. I think that our world's run by a bunch of narcissistic psychopaths that are like weirdos that go to weird islands and hang out. It's just they're all fun. To me, they're all psychopaths. I'm like, I wouldn't put them past them to do horrendous shit to the population.
That's fair.
You know
I'm not saying they're not either.
They're trying to
I'm
cut
just
off
saying.
the penises of children because they want to affirm their gender, whatever the fuck that means. We got to make sure that you know who you are and what. Like what doesn't even make sense. I'm not gonna do that fucking talk.
All right, we're done.
Weird.
Okay, that was
The
a good
Little
tangent. There
Mermaid.
you go.
The Little Mermaid. This is
My bad. That's my fault.
Yes.
I did that one.
We'll just keep it in. It's part of the show, whatever. People can see how there is difference of opinions. Me and Anton don't agree on everything. Even me and Aaron kind of agree on everything, so that's fun. We're like tight.
Oh,
Yeah.
that Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Aaron
talking
from
about-
Ireland.
Oh, and he had to pay
No,
for the daughter.
the other Aaron.
Oh, okay.
There's
I
too
was like,
many
yeah.
Aarons. There's Aaron from.
I was like,
Working
I
with
don't know what the
Bachelor.
fuck Ireland's fucking
Yeah.
Medicare system
They're
is
also
like.
socialists. Not kidding. But we're all kind of going that direction. And then people are like, but it's good. I don't have to work. Yeah, but somebody is in charge. So I was gonna make a video like I always do. I was gonna be like, fascism, communism, socialism, all very different, but very, very much the same. There's always one fucking ruler at the top taking all the wealth from the lower people. You're like, capitalism is bad, but it's based on essentially it is bad. There's bad things about capitalism. I don't think any structure that we have or ever had or ever tried to put into place has been a good structure. But the thing is, the premise of capitalism is that you benefit from your skills. You learn skills, and if you're better than someone at those skills, you get paid a better wage, which kind of makes sense.
And I do like that because
Yeah.
it makes you work harder.
Yeah, The Little Mermaid is a sinister mortal tale by the 19th century Danish author Hans Christian Andersen. Hans Christian Andersen. Like the beloved Disney classic, it follows a mermaid's quest to win the heart of the handsome prince whose life she saves from the water.
Like every fucking Disney movie.
Yeah, they take it all from old folklore, you know? So
Are they playing ping pong? Oh, those are hats.
yeah,
The first one looked like a ping pong or a football. Sorry.
But they got their it looks like a ding dong or a pussy or something. They have a butt.
They got their bum out.
They got for all the audio listeners, it's like a map interpretation of like when you see mermaids, like a map. But they have like a bum and like a little it looks like their things are exposed. They just have legs that are tails. Their genitals.
Ah.
You know?
Yo, I wonder if that's where that came from.
What?
Genitals. Genitalia.
That's fun. I like that. So, unlike the beloved Disney film, the original story takes a dark turn when the mermaid is unable to win the prince's heart. Mute and alone, she is doomed to be transformed into sea foam because fish girls have no souls and cannot go to heaven. Her sisters sell
It
her.
doesn't say that.
It does.
Fish girls have no souls and can't go to heaven.
Yes, it literally says that. That is part of the story. They just summarized it.
Damn. All right.
Her
thought that was you.
sisters sell the hair to the sea witch in exchange for a dagger that the mermaid must use to pierce the prince in his sleep. So one of the mermaids, I guess, and this is like from the actual tale. So that it's not like because Disney always dolls it up. Like a lot of the stories, we did that episode, right, about like the true origins. People go back and listen before we're shooting videos and stuff like that. The true origins of fairy tales or whatever we call it. That was fairly funny. That's when we first started to get the little studio kind of going. And we talked about all these different stories of what they seem all nice on the outside, but when, like Cinderella, they cut off her feet to fit in the fucking shoes.
Do you
remember that?
She made it work. Hats off, man.
Yeah.
If you want a life, you fucking make it work.
Yeah.
I don't know how small these shoes fucking were
Ladies,
that nobody
you go
had
get
the
that,
size
man.
2.
You go get that, man, while you're selling butthole pictures on fucking OnlyFans. You go get him. You go get him. So if
That's the message. There you go.
if she lets her his blood wash over her feet, she will regrow her tail and return to the ocean. The heroine stands over the sleeping prince with a dagger. They definitely should have made a real movie about this, but cannot follow through with the dreadful act because
It's murder.
because she resisted taking him. Angels appear and let her know she cannot work for several hundred years doing good deeds. Then perhaps she may obtain her immortal soul and go to heaven. Oh, she has to do a bunch of good deeds
Okay.
so she can have her immortal soul go to heaven. So she has to be a good woman.
She got to be a good lady.
She got to do good deeds.
She got to be a good girl.
So pretty weird. Yeah, weird story. That's the original story of the Little Mermaid.
Huh.
The little frog guy is cool. Hang on. Why's a frog in the ocean? Oh, she's like not really in the.
Oh, it was her. Yeah, fucking Jesus. Sorry, just got text. It was, yeah, you say Cinderella just cut off her own feet?
Yeah.
No, it was her sisters that cut off her feet.
Oh, yeah, I could be wrong. Under the sea. Under the sea. See, you know what? That just seems fun on mushrooms. You know, as you're coming down, it's like, under the sea, that fucking whatever Jamaican crab that is fucking whatever his name.
I like that guy. I like that
What
guy.
is his name?
Big fan.
Sebastian.
Sebastian the crab.
Under the sea. And he's like very definitely Jamaican. It's just like when
that's racist.
when they made Jar Jar Binks like an over Misa Dada, when they made him over exaggerated, like sounds like an alien Jamaican accent. People were like, they didn't like it.
How the fuck did that happen?
You think of Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah, but Jar
Really
Jar Binks
talks.
is like,
Oh, Misa.
oh, sorry, I was thinking of the big ghoul guy that goes.
Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, I was like, he does not talk like that.
So, sure, this is a fucked one. Sure, it's unsettling to think about a half fish person, but what about a half snake person? And this is what we were talking about earlier.
I dated one of those.
Yeah, I bet you did. This Japanese myth is known as the Nura Onna. And she has the face and hair of a woman, but the eyes and teeth of a snake. The Nura Onna sits by the shore, cradling a bundle to trick humans into thinking she's distressed. I don't know what that means. She's like, I got a bunch of sticks over here because it says cradling a bundle. I don't know what that, like, I don't get that.
With her legs. Or
She's
with her
distressed
snake tail.
mother holding a baby. Oh, maybe that a bundle means a baby. I don't know. That's weird. It's a weird way of phrasing it. So she's like a snake lady, but like she like
But she's got arms. Or
she
is it
sits
with her
by
tail?
the shore, cradling a bundle to trick humans into thinking she's a distressed mother holding a baby. Oh, so she makes the sticks look like a baby.
Oh, okay.
It's like, oh, I got a baby here. And then if a passer,
You need to help.
if a passerby picks up her bundle, it becomes so heavy it pins them to the rocks. He's like, whoa, and then it's like it falls over on him, and then he can't get up. I guess
This fucking baby's fat, man.
we will eventually get into some Japanese folklore on this show because it is fucking really weird. There's some really weird ones. Billy,
I'm trying to get ready for later.
so what are you getting
listening.
ready? You gotta go get your
For my
fucking
thing.
Oh yeah, for your thing. I know what you're talking about. So then the Nura Onna uses her long and pointed tongue to drain the blood at a pace that suits her. So she can just, as you're sitting there pinned against the rock, because the sticks got so heavy, that she'll like stick her little tongue in your neck and then slowly drink your blood. She'll just like drink it as slow as she wants to. Pretty fun, eh?
Make it last days.
Yes. In some versions of this tale, she even strangles her victims with her pretty hair. Yeah, I don't know if I would want to see this.
Well, it's
creature.
a drawing. Maybe that hair is much more voluminous and
There's some crazy Japanese folklore. Like
Could be more voluminous.
There's some weird stuff.
the Japanese are like, I haven't seen hair in months. Nobody has hair. All our ladies cut their hair short, and you're the only one with long hair.
Japanese women are attractive. They're the prettier of the Asian races. What?
Aren't Chinese like?
They're not. I'll say. Okay.
I'm joking.
This is
Oh
gonna
my
sound
fucking
so
god, I'm
bad. I was gonna
joking.
be like, put a Korean person next to a Japanese. Put a Korean girl next to a Japanese girl. It's a little different.
Yeah, that's how you lose viewers.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nailed
everybody.
it.
Who's listening to us in fucking Korea, man?
Do we have not Korea viewers?
We probably do, honestly. It would be South Korea. It wouldn't be North Korea because everything is controlled there. I'm fucking
Kim
kidding.
Jong Un probably loves us.
Everyone is beautiful in their own right. Even if you're
In their
fucking
own right,
even
not
if you're-
their own way, their own right.
Even if you're
Love
Lizzo.
it.
Forcing your fucking forcing your employees, your dancers, to suck on fucking AIDS infested bananas. Did you hear about that?
The fuck are you talking about?
Lizzo, supposedly, she's being sued because she forces her dancers to eat bananas that were inside the vaginas of prostitutes. She's being sued right now for that.
Lizzo.
Yes. That everyone wants to think is beautiful, but if you tell a girl she looks like Lizzo, she's not going to like it very much.
This is making people eat.
Look
AIDS
it up. It
bananas?
was on fucking In the Six. There's like a whole new news article about it. Yeah. Look up Lizzo banana on Google. Just do it right now.
I am doing it right now. Lizzo banana.
Mermaids, people. Mermaids.
Lizzo sued by former dancers for sexual harassment. Okay, well, it's just sexual harassment.
Mm-mm.
Claims in Lizzo involving bananas. Oh my
I
fucking
told you.
God.
I rarely lie.
3 of Lizzo's former backup dancers
That one's good.
filed a
That's the one you had
scathing
to
lawsuit
choose.
against the About Damn Time singer yesterday,
Hope everyone knows that I'm kidding most of the time. I'm not
claiming
being
that
fucking
she is an
serious about shit.
abusive boss
Don't
who
get me-
creates a hostile work environment, while there are other allegations of sexual harassment and weight shaming. None were quite as shocking as bananas.
Oh God, there we go.
Unless you've seen the banana news, you're probably thinking, what the fuck?
Ooh, that's
Bananas? Let me explain. According to the plaintiffs, while visiting an
Woo.
Amsterdam strip club called fucking whatever the strip club was called, Lizzo reportedly began inviting cast members to take turns touching the nude performers, catching dildos launched from the performers' vaginas,
Oh,
and
nice.
eating bananas protruded from the performers' vaginas.
Nice. But Billy does that on his weekends.
Oh, okay. So that's a little bit of a different. That's a
They
little
were
bit of a different
forced
narrative.
to.
No, but that's a bit of a different narrative. The narrative that you just told me was she watched someone do it and then she grabbed it and she went, "It has AIDS. Here you go. Fucking eat it."
Well, what do you
Like,
think prostitutes have?
Yeah,
or
you're-
dancers?
Well, fucking some dances are clean. I'm sure.
Sure?
I'm sure that some probably are. Like, I don't know everyone's life, but anyways, what I'm saying is the narrative you just set was she just went, "Oh,
I
AIDS,
over exaggerated
yes."
the story.
And that's what I thought.
like
what the
a
fucking
normal
story
journalist
was.
does. So Scottish folklore
Still
te-
making her eat it. That's
still fucked. I told you, it's
That's
still
fucked.
weird.
That's still fucking fucked.
Scottish folklore tells of a strange. Like you think like erotic dancers in Amsterdam don't have gonorrhea? I don't know about that. There's one.
That's
she's
fair.
she's
There's
the
the
one
one.
on the block that like makes them wear condoms because she's the last one, and if she's stopped, then she doesn't get the fucking $300 tip. So Scottish folklore.
She doesn't get no tip.
Where's my did Scottish folklore tells of a strange group of creatures. Let's put back on the
Put on some music.
Scottish folklore tells of a strange group of creatures that inhabit one particular strait. According to the legend, they would appear in groups with only their torsos raised out of the water. These blue men of Minch would wave to sailors in a friendly manner, and the sailors would assume they were innocent people in need of rescue. But when the sailors got closer, sailors got closer, they would see the unnatural blueness of the men's skin and their elongated, twisted features of the faces. Unfortunately, sailors got close enough to recognize the blue men were close enough to become prey. The blue men would drag them into the depths of the water and feast on their flesh.
Oh shit, motherfuckers, coming at me.
Crazy, eh? So, unfortunately, yeah, they got fucking. So this is one more time.
You're dead to me, boy. You're more dead to me than your dead mother. I just thank the Lord she didn't live to see her son as a mermaid.
So sad. You're more dead to me than your dead mother.
Mermaid.
What a horrible fucking thing to say to someone.
Mermaid.
So fucking funny.
Stupid.
I always want to watch that movie now. Oh man. So the Russelki, sure, that's right. The Russelki. Can you tell where it's from?
Russia.
Yes. The Rusaki are vengeful spirits. I can't do a Russian accent.
You just go,
Yeah, Vodka. Of girls who've
fuck
passed
that
away.
bitch. This is Russia.
So in Russian folklore, the Rusaki are the spirits of women who took. I can't do it.
The
Go say it.
spirits of women.
That's native. That was pretty good, actually.
One sec.
I've never heard.
Slovakia.
Slovakia.
Fuck that bitch. This is Russia. Okay, give me the thing. I can do it. I just gotta get. I gotta say that sentence before I do anything.
Okay.
Where am I
I don't want
starting?
to pull everything out. It's right here. This is this 2 paragraphs.
Fuck that bitch. This is Russia. In Russian folklore, Rushuki are spirits of women who took their own lives or were
Submerged.
submerged. I can't see the end of the computer. Submerged in water. Fuck that bitch. This is Russia. Submerged in water until passing due to unwanted pregnancies. Their souls lived forever in the form of vengeful mermaids who punished men and children for their fuck that bitch. This is Russia fate.
You have to keep going.
Oh,
There's
I'm
one more
not.
paragraph.
Oh, fuck's sakes.
Fuck this bitch.
Fuck this bitch. This is Russia. If you meet the Russias, she will lure you into her beauty and make you feel safe with her soothing voice. Once you are in her grasp, she will then hold you underwater until you are past. In some versions of the story, she will instead tickle you to your end while she laughed to herself.
That was pretty good. Like,
That's as close as
the
I can do
ending.
it.
The ending was the best part. It's just she tickled you until she laughs. Oh man, she was funny.
I wonder if fucking voices get taken down for like harassment.
I don't think so,
you
because
think
we're
that's a
like,
mean thing? That's technically racist, I guess. Is like
man.
protruding someone
Why is
else's
everything
voice.
bad? We are just normal people having normal conversations, making normal jokes. I know more people than just me that think the way that I do, and Billy sometimes the way he thinks. It is just jokes. I would love to hear some white jokes. If people really want to make fun of white people, I want to hear it.
Oh,
But
they got
what-
a good one. I
but what do you
fucking
have?
love. Oh my god, the fucking one Asian dude crushed it. He's like, Jenny, look at me. I'm American.
Oh,
And he
yeah,
goes,
I know.
that's what I was saying. I think I'm gonna use my credit card.
Yeah, I know.
And he
I think
fucking nailed
I
the
know,
accent
I know.
so good. He's
But
like,
he probably
do you have
speaks like
anything
that all the time because
non-dairy?
he learned English.
Do you have anything
Do you have
non-dairy?
anything non-dairy? Yeah, that is good. Or like making fun of like Canadians, how like South Park does, like how we're talking. Like you can do shit
Yo,
like that.
you know
but,
who
like,
did a fucking
do you
phenomenal
want to
fucking
hear?
Canadian
I looked
joke?
up white jokes,
I-
and the best one that I remember. That this is like the best one. It's horrible. What did the white man make for? What did the white man do for dinner?
What's that?
He made reservations.
Oh,
'Cause-
that's bad.
Yeah,
That's not good. That's not a good joke. That's a bad joke.
that was the only one that was like, oh, that's bad. It's a bad white person joke.
See, the only other one I like is Russell Peters when he makes fun of white people, especially Canadians specifically. He's like, you motherfuckers think you're so high and mighty, but every time you swear, you sound like donkeys.
Oh yeah. I know.
Every time I see you, you go, fuck you.
You said that in the last episode. Yeah.
Did I say that in the last one?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I agree though. But like at the end of the day, if there is people out there, because there definitely has been people that don't like the way we do things here. But my whole thing is like, we're not doing this to please anyone. I do this because I enjoy the show when I want to give my true self on here. And I'm truly like, I'm a very exaggerated character of myself a bit, but
I got told I look like a cartoon character the other day.
you kind of do.
Yeah, that hit home a little bit.
You kind of do. You and Brett were going fucking ruthless at the bachelor party, like saying some really fucking
Yeah, no one tits for tat with me like that in a long time. I like
It was
that.
intense. This
I
is what I
enjoyed
grew
that.
up doing, right? They're like literally like we're playing it was on my Instagram, we're playing like testicle toss, whatever, the bocce ball, whatever you call it. And they were just grilling each other, like saying, like my buddy was wearing a necro shirt and like, what do you like fucking dead bodies, you necrophiliac? And like that's just one thing. They were saying like horrible stuff. each other.
Yeah.
And so we start the idea.
Not my finest
No.
moment.
The idea was you're supposed to razz your opponent because you face somebody. But then I'm not good at that shit, man. I feel bad in some regard. And then I was like, I'm gonna compliment Billy. Billy, you're like an amazing dude. You're funny and smart. You're like, you don't have giant eyes. And then he missed. And then when I actually yelled at him and called him a piece of shit, he started scoring. So he's like, keep doing that. Keep
I like shit talk a lot.
And then eventually it became where now everyone that's watching gets to razz anyone that's playing. And there's like 4 people razzing 2. It was funny. What a time. I'll never forget that shit. Just a bunch of weird, strange brew crew. Because now they technically know Brett and Sawyer, especially if you're a fan of the Patreon and on the Patreon.
You want to see the whole podcast get imploded immediately and never banned or allowed to get uploaded again?
No, I don't want that.
Let me and Brett go at each other.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah. That's gonna be for Patreon. So that's the thing. That's why I say subscribe to the Patreon, because now there's gonna be some really uncensored content. Eventually, some rant episodes, stuff like that will come for people that actually support the show. There's tons of stuff, so people know. So in Irish folklore, we're going over to Aaron's neck of the sea. Aaron, the guy we podcast with. Yes, that guy, the Irishman. Aran. I said he's 1 Y away from Aryan.
Yeah.
It is spelled.
Pretty close, yeah.
In Irish folklore, Selkies are seal women. We talked about them slightly. That's kind of freaked me out. Don't do that.
I do that noise a lot, and none of you need to know why.
That's how he comes. When these creatures are
it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
This one's got way off the rails, but I think that's what it intended to be when it was a mermaid episode. So in the Irish folklore, Selkies are seal women. When these creatures want to go on land, they simply peel off their seal skin and reveal their human form, stowing their skins behind a rock. They're like, no one's going to find this here. Unfortunately for them,
it's like a locker.
Yeah, it's very weird. This
is my locker.
Davy Jones' locker.
This is Davy Jones's locker.
That's a good one. So unfortunately for them, any man can make Selkie his bride if he steals her skin, as long as he keeps the skin in a hidden place and oils it frequently.
He's got to oil the skin.
We talked about this, though.
He puts the lotion on the skin. Or else he gets those again.
No. Or else he gets divorced again.
Yeah, that's a more modern version of that.
Yeah, so we talked about this and showed images. So everyone that is more interested in Irish folklore, go listen to that episode. The one where it was me, you, and Anton, and he was doing his like hilarious Irish accent. So
he's pretty good at that.
Yeah, he is. And it's like, so go check out that shit. But we talked about this. I wanted to add it in because it's kind of a mermaid. Selkies loves stories, and they always end in tragedy for men and their half Selkie wife, their partner in life. As land-bound Selkies never stop hunting for their skins, they inevitably find themselves to return to sea, and never see their husbands or children again. So, fuck, I want to make like a bad joke, and it's like hard not to.
Just do it. Fuck it. Like you wanted to go get the milk.
Yeah. I gotta get a pack of cigarettes. But no, that happens a lot to everybody. Okay?
That is probably, I've been dying and waiting for the day my girlfriend gets pregnant.
You're gonna walk out.
I'm immediately just gonna go, by the way, we're out of milk, and then just maybe spend like 30 minutes outside of the house and see what happens.
I gotta we're out of milk. And she's like, we don't even drink milk.
We're out. I see it. We don't have any. What the fuck?
And I just started smoking for some reason and need a pack.
I'm back to smoke.
So fucking funny. Okay, and let's so there's another I just want to bring it back a little bit. Okay. So I added this for some reason near the end of it, but the original telling of Andersen's Hans Christian is Andersen's Little Mermaid. The Sea King's daughter tells tales about the corpses of the sailors that sink down to the sea. In some mermaid mythology, these men are brought back to life in the form of merfolk. However, these mer zombies retain no memory.
This seems like a fucking parody at this point.
They have no memories of themselves on land, so they get like dragged down. They die in the sea because they drown. But then the mermaids are like, "Fuck, I feel bad." So let's bring him back. And he's like, just doesn't have any memory of land. Yeah, it's like a zombie. He just does their bidding or some fucking shit. You always go dinosaur. I don't even know if that's what they sound like. That was just from Jurassic Park.
I'm a pterodactyl.
Yeah, this is from Jurassic Park. They're doing a fucking exhibit in like somewhere.
Fucking always hurts my throat.
Somewhere close. Hamilton or Toronto or something like that. And I wrote on the thing, it was on Facebook. I was like, man, fucking these are not what dinosaurs look like. I was like, first of all, how do we know that the bones were arranged right? And I was like, second, they probably had fucking feathers on them.
I've never been set up so good for this in my life. Did I ever tell you my mom? I'm sure I did.
We know this.
My mom and my dinosaur story, but they don't.
Yeah.
Maybe the new
No,
versions don't.
they all know.
No.
All right, tell it for the third time.
Is third time?
Yeah.
Okay, it's got to be third time in like 3 years though.
You just told it.
When did I tell
On
it?
the Goaler episode.
All right, then we're
'cause
done.
we were
Then we're done.
talking
All right.
about
All right, I'll
how
fucking
your
leave it.
family is incest Mennonites.
All right, I'll leave it.
We don't see what I'm saying about we don't mean the shit that we're fucking saying. Like it's just jokes and stuff like that. So everyone like we're not getting any crazy reviews yet. But if
I'm sorry, it's my best joke, and I like telling it.
everyone calm the fuck. Hey, you know what? I've told the Shadow People story like 7 times.
Yeah,
Like nonstop because it changed my life. So
I just like it because I think it's the funniest fucking shit ever, and my mom will never
I don't
watch
know.
this. So
I
we're
remember
good.
going to a bar and fucking when I was younger and working and we like drank after and fucking someone was like said that they were Christian and this is back then I was like younger and didn't even read into it much as I do now and they're like dinosaurs don't exist and my buddy's like what? I started freaking out on this like I think it was a girl I think and he was like freaking I was really drunk and he was yelling at her being like dinosaurs definitely exist and I'm like there's a lot of religious people that don't think they exist. I think that like because technically all the bones though conspiracy are in some museum. They can't be displaying. They can't be like out like they can't do it in public because they're so old that they would shatter if they were displayed like the T-Rex and all that. None of that's real. It's just casted from the bones or whatever. Right?
They're way too old. Yeah, they would shatter.
So there's a theory.
Billions of years.
There's
right?
a theory that they didn't even exist and that the Earth is.
That's not the theory. That's a religion.
That's a religion. I think that they exist
Because God said what the Earth is off the top of my head. I think it's
6,000.
6 or 7,000 years old.
6,000 years. So
Which honestly, due to progression, fucking kind of seems on point a little bit, just due to how quickly soil can die.
no, I don't
Like,
know. There's weird theories. And I don't know what
There's
to
a
believe about
chance.
anything anymore, but I do think it's possible that dinosaurs exist because, like, I do believe in the reptilians and that they're a race of being that come from another planet, and that's listen to that episode to understand more. And then the stuff that I'm doing with Juan coming up. But I do think they could have rearranged the bones wrong,
I like that. Actually, wait a minute.
and they
There's
could have
something I never thought
had
about.
feathers.
The meteor that hit the Earth that killed all the dinosaurs.
That was a nuclear bomb.
Killed all of the dinosaurs.
It's a nuclear bomb. That's a conspiracy theory.
Dude, if the dinosaurs existed, they would have been all over the Earth.
So get this. There's a theory that this is a theory. Okay, everything's a theory. But
They
like,
only existed in India.
listen, that
and that's
like
where we
when the
hit.
dinosaurs, when our planet got planted with life for like,
Mhm.
whatever 100,000s of years, and then the dinosaurs existed and stuff like that. Reptilians and shit showed up. Like aliens showed up and saw like the vegetation, the growth here, and how this is like a livable planet. So there was an idea because this has the same explosion as like a nuclear bomb kind of thing is like the impact of an asteroid and what it does to the Earth, right? If you think about what a nuclear bomb, there's conspiracies that nuclear bombs don't even exist. I understand. But so the idea is like even in old text and in an Indian text, like old scrolls and stuff like that, they talk about these certain gods, and that one of them was like, now I've become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Mhm.
When what's his name, Oppenheimer says that shit, which I want to go see that movie hopefully this weekend, and this is weeks when times it comes out. Supposedly that thing like that they could use, they had nuclear power. That's the way that sounds because it says it reminds them of this old Indian text. So there's a theory that the reptilians fucking used a nuclear bomb to eradicate the dinosaurs to bring about mammals that would crawl out of the sea, so then they could take our simian ancestors. People think it's Bigfoot, which is even a crazier conspiracy theory that's what Bigfoots are, that they're old ancestors that the aliens took off and then but genetically modified. So what our simian ancestors, our monkey ancestors, off the planet for 100 years, genetically modifies, brought us back to like mine gold and shit. So they purposely destroyed the dinosaurs because they already exist. They're like, this is like their lower hominins or whatever you call it. They don't want to look back on their past. So they destroy them all and be like, man, they know mammals will grow out of the ocean afterwards. Weird theory, but I remember listening to some shit and I know.
This is going to be the first time I continue a tangent when I wanted the tangent to end. But yo, my mind's going right now. So I just
it's
started
just
thinking.
a theory.
No. I just started thinking like the whole time we're talking about food and shit, and I'm like, Okay, what the fuck? Listen, okay, so hear me out for a minute. How many people are in Canada?
40 million.
40 million?
Because we just like got up to that
You have
number.
40 million.
40?
40.
$20 for a lighter.
40 million people. This guy
Okay.
bought a $20 lighter. He's fucking nuts. I wasn't
He
even a
kept saying
Zippo
20.
because I was mad. Anyways, 40 million people. You have the agriculture of which we do, and Ontario is much more plentiful.
Okay.
I'm trying
Is
to
it that plentiful? now?
Okay, here we go. Here's the most conspiracy theory thing I'm ever gonna say in my fucking life.
Okay.
Think of how much food there is, and it's always in plentiful for anybody that ever wants it. There's lettuce, there's tomatoes, there's cucumbers, there's onions, there's radishes, there's whatever fucking vegetation
Yeah, it's
food you can
called
think of.
farms.
And then, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
There are. How many fucking farms?
A lot. They import it from overseas. Are we arguing about where
No,
we get
but
our
where,
food from?
where is it? That's a
There's
lot of
farms,
food.
dude.
But that's
There's
a
people that
lot,
work.
right?
What do you
So,
think the Mexicans do in fucking
do you know how
Burford, man?
long it takes to fucking grow a
Yeah,
full fucking field
'cause
of
they-
tomatoes?
This is factory farm shit where they like use
That's what I
fucking-
mean.
fucking
I was like,
shit in the
it's like-
soil and
I
stuff.
don't even think it's shit in the soil. I think this shit's just straight up made in a plant.
A laboratory? Like
I
plant,
think so.
a plant,
At
a
this
lab.
at this point,
Your tone of voice, now you got the conspiracy voice going.
at this point, maybe. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know.
I don't think we know anything about anything, and I've said this before.
That's a lot of
that's-
food, and I don't think there's that many farms.
I don't even know what reality is. Where I'm drinking. I'm reading like David Icke's book right now. It's fascinating. And then I got this, like all these books now about like philosophy and shit. And it's just, I don't know what to believe. I don't know who's right. I don't know if people are controlled opposition and they're just put in these places of powers. But not, people always say Alex Jones and David Icke, they're controlled opposition. They're put out there to mislead you and stuff like that. But I'm like, but wouldn't that be a smart thing for the CIA to say about people they wanted to discredit, to be like, oh, they're controlled opposition, so you don't listen to them? It's like, oh, they're and then Alex Jones is right like 60% of the time. It's not all the time, but a lot of the times. And David Icke too. You know what I mean? So it's kind of weird, you know. And then you're like, oh, they're controlled opposition. And it's like, I need faith, motherfucker. I want to be these people like the earth is flat, that we live in a dome and life is purposeless. We're just like fucking ants. And I'm like, oh, great. That sounds fucking.
Anyways, let's finish the episode.
A deity of we're almost there, Billy. We're almost there.
Let's
That's why I
finish up.
didn't care about the fucking rant.
Let's
So
finish
a
it up.
deity of the European folklore, the Melusine, depending on the source. So it's either Melzine or Melusine. Fuck it. Depending on the source, whatever, half women, half something. In some tales, she has the lower body of a fish. In other depictions, it was the lower body of a serpent. And sometimes she had wings or more than one tail. Yes, exactly like the Starbucks logo. Pretty weird. That's based on an Illuminati symbol. I didn't want to bring it up right now. I'm too lazy. The legends of the Melusine tend to vary somewhat, but all revolve around the central idea that the Melusine reverting back to her fishy self when she's in the bath. Otherwise, no one could tell she wasn't a human. She would always tell men to never gaze upon her in the bath. Or
Don't be looking at me
and if
in the
they would
baths.
break their promise, the punishment for doing so,
Death
Melusine
would make you malnourished.
would leave them every time. Sometimes just moving on to another man. Oh, they're fucking harlots. Sometimes
there
running
they are.
away to Avalon, but always leaving the men who loved her brokenhearted. So that's weird. So it's like, oh, they just take off. They just go to the next guy, or they go hang out in this like kingdom or some shit. So the Melusine would, I'm probably butchering this, would leave every time. Oh, sorry, I already said that. It's entirely possible that the mermaid myths came from the need for humans to have relatable and understandable connections to the ocean. You know, when you're first getting out there, it's kind of scary. And you don't know.
You don't know.
At the
You don't know what's
time
going on.
when exploration of the world's oceans were just beginning, you don't know what's out there. You're questioning everything. We still don't know what's out there. Truly, I think like people are like, maybe. I think that's why it's like the flat earth. I'm not going to talk about flat earth anymore, but I dismissed it before. But like listening to some stuff, it is at least fascinating, because it doesn't negate the fact that there could be interdimensional beings and that we just live in this prison kind of thing. And like, to me, I said to Billy before we started this, I do think that there's places that we haven't discovered yet. They're not telling us about other places, other continents, other things. But yeah, so it's entirely possible that.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were still talking.
You don't have. You just gotta do this. Hey, Billy. So yes, they would leave the men brokenhearted. We don't know, man. We don't know. You know, at the time, the oceans, like when you're just getting onto the ocean, you don't know what the fuck's out there. So it would be comforting to think there was like human-like creatures out there living in the depths, you know, that kind of even looked human. Because even with aliens, right, we're always they're gonna look like us. It's like they could not. They were a humanoid, so it technically could be different versions of like the reptilians, the humanoid creatures. But there could be an alien that's just like a pile of goo. That's like floats around, like Futurama shit. We were like,
could be.
Yeah, you don't know.
I'm Fry. I deliver
I'm fried
stuff.
up. I got fucking ripped off that bong hand for a couple of drinks. All right, it's fucking time.
It's time?
Yes, it's time.
It's time for Billy's Fun Fact of the Day!
And that was our Rant Mermaid episode. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and let's get to the fun fact.
We're going to keep this bitch on astrology. Not astrology, sorry. Mythology. Mythology, that's the word I'm trying to say.
It's pretty hard after a couple drinks.
Yeah, no fucking shit. Zeus.
Yeah.
He was so afraid by being overthrown by his children. He swallowed them whole. He ate all.
Can you give me something else? Because we kind of mentioned that.
Did you know that the goddess Athena was born fully grown and armored from her father's head?
What?
Mythology facts.
What do you mean she was grown from his head?
I guess she just got born from his head.
And then she was already wearing armor as a baby?
Maybe it was his penis head. I don't know. I don't know. These are just sent text to me. I'm just reading them.
Okay.
All right, we got a lot actually. You ready? You ready for a couple of fucking fun facts? You ready?
Yeah,
Honey never spoils.
Really?
Did you know that the longest time spent balancing a lawnmower on a chin is 3 minutes and 52 seconds?
Why would I want to know that?
A lawnmower on a chin. Buddy put a lawnmower on his chin.
Why would I want to know that?
The largest collection of rubber ducks is over 10,000. They have a problem.
10,000-year-old fucking house is covered in rubber duckies.
The tallest dog is over 44 inches. How big is that? 12,
fuck.
24, 36. It's almost 4 feet.
Pretty big
It's
doggy.
a big dog. Rats are proven to laugh. They find humor.
Whoa, that's fucking kind of scary.
Apparently, there is a type of
smoking
jellyfish
cigarettes in
that
the
is
New York
immortal
sewers.
and can live forever.
I knew that.
Did you know that one already?
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, though. The things
That's all
like
I
that
got.
exist.
There's my fucking
You want
rant
to think
of fun
aliens,
facts.
bro? Fucking octopi. Imagine there's a creature out there that's like kind of similar to that thing. That's way more intelligent than this, flies around some sort of ship, or doesn't even. It just like
I kind of like the fucking rats laughing thing.
that shit scares me a little bit.
Why?
I was like,
It's like Splinter. He's with the turtles.
You were,
He's like,
you were talking. I was like a picture like rat smoking cigarettes in like the New York sewer. Be like, it's like, you know, every rat in every movie.
yeah. What do you
some
think is
dingy-
funny to them?
Dingy.
What do you think would make them laugh?
Cat guts.
And there's
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah. A cat falls in their trap instead of them.
Yeah, and they're like fucking dumb.
A homeless guy.
I wonder
getting
how they're
splashed
proven to
with
laugh.
water.
I wish I had more depth on that
Just
one, but
kidding.
I don't.
Rats usually like homeless guys, you know. They hang out with them, they make friends.
They're big fans. Anyways, that was fun.
Okay, this was a fun episode. I hope everyone enjoyed that. And like I said, you don't have to agree with everything I say. I don't need that in life. You just need, this whole thing is supposed to be in just enjoyment. So I'm creating this for us to give you some of my opinion. Of course, it's a show and I'm in it. So I'm going to give you some of my opinion, and it's my show that I've created since the get-go. So like, I want to do what I want to do, but at the end of the day, I just want to have fun conversations about stupid, weird conspiracy shit, fucking mermaids, paranormal shit. I want to give people something fun in this time where everything seems like it's so doom and gloom. Have some laughs, joke about shit, do mushrooms, fucking pull your dick out in public at a pride parade. Who gives a shit, right? Just do like whatever you
I
want.
love how you said the end there because I was like, don't do that. And now I'm like, am I allowed to say don't do that?
Yeah. Well, police don't care. But if you read the gospel out loud in public, that's not allowed though. So
No, you can't be preaching. Anyways, have a good night, guys.
Yeah, goodbye. Everybody love everybody. Billy's done. Billy's got it.